Okay, I'm talking. I am talking. Let me know in the chat room on Giant Bomb if you can actually hear me. Um, I'm just kind of standing here right now in WoW, but let me move out of here so you guys can actually get some game audio. We can check and make sure all levels are together. Let me find a stand or something that actually makes some sound. Turn on the music too. Uh, Let me get back into the chat room real quick, and we'll see if we can get this going. So yeah, just let me know in chat if you can hear me okay. Make sure the audio levels are okay. I want to make sure that I'm not too loud or too soft or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I'm pretty low. If I'm pretty quiet, I was told earlier that I was too loud, but I can definitely try to adjust this stuff. Just let me know. Keep talking. Let me know what you think. And keep in mind you do have a volume knob on your own speakers or headphones that might help you out too. Ah, crickety crack. I forgot to turn off my VPN, which might affect lag a little bit, but tad quiet on my end. Well, why don't I just go ahead and do this and turn the audio down a bit, because I only have so much more room I can go on my mic. Try to turn your speakers up a little bit if you can. I think I'm actually at the max volume on my mic, but let me see what I can do here real quick. Okay, hopefully this is going to work for most of you guys. If you not working for you, just let me know, but hopefully this audio is going to be okay. Actually, let me try doing something louder. See, I have to keep it, my voice, a little bit. Hopefully I can get over this. Hopefully you can actually hear me over the sound of this thing going on. Oh, this is so laggy. I wish I could turn off my VPN. That would probably screw everything up. Oh well, it's not like lag really matters too much for this kind of stuff. Alright, so if you guys are ready to go, I'm going to start tweeting out this link real quick, and we'll get back to started here. Let me get a glass of water. Okay, let me tweet out this link real quick, and we'll get going. Okay, here we are. I did turn down the game. The game is at like 8% volume, so there's only so much further down it can go, unfortunately. My mic is all the way up. I'm not a pro streamer or anything like that, but yeah, my mic gain is turned all the way up. Let me see if I can... Yeah, I don't see any other way... Oh, actually, there we go. I can do that. I can turn down the game audio in OBS, so that might work for some of you guys. Let me try turning up the game audio a little bit more in here. And hopefully we can balance all this stuff out. Obviously, I want you to hear me, but I also want you to hear the game too. Yes, I can eat the mic. All right, so if you're looking at this on YouTube, I am not going to be in the YouTube chat room. I am on giantbomb.com/chat. If you have any questions, we'll be talking just about the first few raids of Burning Crusade. There are a lot of raids in Burning Crusade. Holy mackerel. I was planning to do all this in one go, but that would be like that would be like a full 8 hours or something like that, even at level 100. Okay, let me put in a promo for this too, so people know how to get in here. Thank you for telling me about that. The music is pretty low right here. It does fade in and out, so it's probably not playing. But once we get into Burning Crusade, there should be some music for you, or Karazhan. Let me create a promo and put it in, and then we'll be ready to go. Header promo. A lot of moving parts here. That didn't work, I don't think. about that. Okay, that's fun. That's good. Yeah, sorry, that is desk.com. The support interface will have a inactivity warning, and it goes that big boo. Super bassy is the problem. Where am I supposed to put this promo? Okay, so that promo's up. Hopefully people will be able to find this. So yeah, that. So when I do desk.com, I'm gonna start with Karazhan here. So let me warp over there real quick while we're getting set up. Um, so yeah, desk.com is what I use for support emails. The interface for replying to people who have support issues or account issues and things like that. And it has this inactivity warning, which is that boo boo sound, which goes off after like half an hour of not doing anything in the window. And sometimes I'll be on my bed or laying down reading a book, and then my computer will just fucking go boo, boo. It is super bassy and super loud when I forget that it's about to happen, which is most of the time because it's a activity warning. So that's really fun. I don't think I need that. Like, I don't know why it's there. I haven't found a way to turn it off, but I should probably look a little heavier at it. I should probably do that. Hopefully it'll only go off once in this read. Okay, now I'm hearing more people saying they can barely hear me, but let me see what I can do here. Let me just try to turn the game down a little bit more, and then you guys can turn your audio up, and hopefully it won't get all weird and super weird. My mic is turned as far up as it can go, as far as I can tell. Maybe, let me put my mic in front of my face. How about that? Let me try bending it a little bit closer. Maybe that'll help you guys. Keep giving me audio feedback, and we can do what we can with it. So yeah, I'm going to Karazhan. It's the first 10-man raid in Burning Crusade, and we're gonna jump through there, and hopefully I won't. It's a 10-man, and as level 100, it is going to be pretty easy, obviously. But we'll take a look at the whole thing and give you guys some background on the bosses and show you what was so cool about it. Okay, I mean, this mic is not the most bendy thing, but let me see what I can do here. Try. Alright, so let me fly over to Karazhan real quick, or get somewhere close to it. So if you haven't played WoW in a long time, this is Stormwind. It hasn't really changed too much. There was a big dragon attack in the Cataclysm expansion, which they still have not fixed, going on 5 years later. It's kind of a running joke now that this whole place has been demolished for, God, since 2010, whenever Cataclysm came out. And they're still hammering away at it. Obviously Blizzard has better things to do than to fix some cosmetic damage to Stormwind, but in terms of storyline stuff, it's just kind of funny that that thing still hasn't been fixed. Okay. Alright, let's get over to Karazhan, and we'll give you some background on it. Where am I going here? The Harborage. Let's go to Darkshire. Okay, I'm being told that Stormwind is being fixed in Legion, which is nice. Let me check. Let me just get back to Twitter real quick and make sure nobody's having problems over there getting into it, but it looks like everything's working okay. Again, I'm in giantbomb.com/chat. If you're looking at this on YouTube, it's probably not going to be... I'm not looking at the chat. Sorry. Just leave me any audio stuff or other feedback, or just send me questions about anything in the Giant Bomb chat. And I'll try to get back to them. We'll talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to try to get through Karazhan, Serpent Shrine Cavern, and the Eye today. So 3 sizable raid zones. And after that, the next time I do this, I'll try to get through, oh god, Sunwell Plateau, or is that the 5-man? We're going to do that. Black Temple, obviously, and Battle for Mount Hyjal. There are a lot of big raids in Burning Crusade. Obviously, Burning Crusade had a weird timeline. If I recall correctly, the Sunwell Plateau was actually thrown in there because they knew that the next expansion, Wrath of the Lich King, was going to take a lot longer than they thought, so they kind of threw in a new raid tier at the end of it. But it was still like a year between that and Wrath. So I did actually do a vanilla guide for this. I did do a World of Warcraft game guide on GameSpot.com, which you can find to this day. It was out of date by the time it went up. I based most of it on beta playing, and I didn't have time to play every class or anything like that. I tried my best, but it was basically just kind of a starter's guide to getting into the game. But there are still some hilarious old screenshots in there from like hunter pets weren't sized down like they were later on, so they're still huge. You're running around in Ironforge, and there are people like sewer alligators from Stormwind that were just massive, like the size of 5 people put together. I'm not going to get any help here on this one. I'm going to solo it. I know the chess event is still a little wonky to solo, but I've done it a few times, and I think I can get through it with a little help from my chess pieces. But we will definitely see. That is going to be interesting. The rest of this so Karazhan is a 10-man. Let me step back and give some history of this. So Karazhan is the first raid in Burning Crusade. It was a 10-man, and you had to farm it a bunch to get gear for going up to the later raids like Serpent Shrine and everything like that. It is the Tower of Medivh, who is a guardian of Tirisfal, one of the last ones of those. He was born, and he was possessed by Sargeras. If you want some storyline stuff, here's how dumb this is. He was possessed even before he was born by one of the last remaining titans called Sargeras, who for a long time was the most evil bad dude in the history of Warcraft. And apparently they've retrospect him to be kind of the hero of Warcraft now. Like, he's been the one who's been fighting other titans and old gods and stuff. But originally Medivh, the wizard we'll see inside, was possessed by Sargeras. He was killed by his friends Lothar, Garona. Oh, fuck, that might be a movie spoiler. I really hope it's not. I apologize if that is. I didn't mean to say that. I shouldn't have said that. Sorry. This is old news in the Warcraft lore, but I think this might be what the movie is going on about. Yeah, hopefully that's not a big spoiler for anybody. Sorry. But anyways, Medivh was killed by his friends, and I just did it again. And then once he did that, this whole tower was sealed off magically somehow. But then when the Burning Crusade comes around, it starts waking up again. So yeah, that might have spoiled the movie for you a little bit. Sorry about that. Interestingly enough, Medivh is played by Ben Foster in the movie, who I really like as an actor. He's really great in movies like The Messenger. Vinny's favorite movie, what was that one? Patronum? The one about space madness? What the hell was that name? Vinny's favorite movie, I don't know. Anyways, in the Burning Crusade, Karazhan is coming back alive. There's a huge number of Pandorum, that's the one. There is a huge number of ghosts running around. Still a lot of weird people running around. Pandorum, that's it. So this is a pretty big zone. There are a lot of maps to go through. I'm going to kind of go through as... Oh man, it's also not all one big... there's also not one route. You can kind of take different routes. So I'm going to try to just go through the route that I normally take. Anyway, here's this guy. Give you some background. What is this place? He's a doorman. Medivh has been dead for a long time at the time of this expansion, so we're all just kind of curious about what the hell's going on in here. So that's what you're sent in to investigate. And like I said, it is a nice big first raid that took a lot of people a lot of time, and I'm gonna fucking murder it. I'm gonna just 500 grand. Okay, I'm actually gonna take off all my gear, I think, to make sure to see if I can make some of these fights last a little bit longer, which is too bad because I like all my gear right now. I actually think my character looks pretty cool. Let's see if I can see. Oh, I should probably zoom in anyways. So what I've got on now is a bunch of big glowy stuff. I like glowy stuff. I like it a lot. But unfortunately, I do some crazy amount of damage here, and I'm going to try to take off. So I'm doing a lot of damage. It doesn't actually show me DPS anymore. It just shows damage. I thought there was a DPS meter in here. Anyways, I'm going to try taking off my gear so I can do a little less damage. Hopefully... Oh, this is going to be so fucking... I should have put this in the bank. The problem is I really want to take this stuff off, but if I don't put it in the bank, it's going to go to this big bunch of soulbound gear, and I'm going to totally forget which one. Totally forget which one is. I'm probably going to sell some of this stuff by accident. I have to be really careful about that. Oh well, I'll take off some of this stuff. Just to do a little less damage. I'm still going to be steamrolling everything, but hopefully it will let me do a little bit, make some of these boss fights a little bit less instant hit, one hit kill kind of stuff. Keep on sending me questions in the chat if you want to. I'll be in the chat all day. This is the monk class, which is actually a really good tanking class. It's a little more challenging than the other takes. Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? Go to equipment. Let me set up equipment manager. This is going to be a new set. Naked. Okay. And now I can put all this gear back on. I should have done that before. And I can make another equipment set. Sorry for the mucking around. I should have done this before the stream started, but we'll get started pretty soon. First boss coming up is Midnight the Horse, and the Horseman, he is that it? Is that all of it? I think it is. I think this is all my good gear. Let's see. You can see how much... Oh man, I went down like 100k health from taking a lot of stuff off, so this might be a little interesting. Let's see. Full armor. Okay, and I'll go naked. Equip. There we go. I have 100,000 health. That's crazy. I had like 300, something like that. Okay. Here we go. Let's see how this works. So yeah, this is a Brewmaster monk tank, which I really like. So I'm doing a little less damage, but I'm still going to be pounding through all this stuff. I really like using the monk for these kind of old raids because it has this really handy skill called Summon Black Ox Statue, which automatically taunts everything near it, which is really handy, and they don't really attack you until you do some damage to them. But this is really handy for pulling stuff across a room or just trying to get everybody in one space to AoE them down. I'm still going to basically murder everything. So here is Midnight. This is a 3-phase fight, I believe. It just looks like a normal horse. He's optional. You don't have to kill this guy if you don't want to. So, like I said, if you do this, it's also good for bosses because you can get the bosses to start attacking without actually attacking them. So if there's a phase thing or anything else like that, you can get the timer started on a phase without accidentally one-shotting them or anything like that. Anyways, Midnight is a horse, obviously, a boss horse here. So that was one hit. And then after a certain amount of time, the huntsman will spawn, and you're supposed to be fighting them 2 at a time, I think, but as soon as Midnight dies, Adaman gets up here and mounts the horse, and now you're fighting him as one big dude. He is supposed to be pretty tough, but oh, god damn it. I don't think it even mattered that I took off all my gear, because I just wiped him out. But yes, as people saying in the chat, this is kind of a beginner tier. I did not get the horse drop. I got gloves of dexterous manipulation and vambraces of courage. Some of these bosses do have really rare drops. A lot of them are mounts. You'll see another boss later on that is going to have a rare mount drop that we can try to see. A lot of these things are like 1 in 1,000 chances. Ashes of Valar is still really rare. The Arthas mount is still really, really rare. So yeah, that was Adam and the Huntsman. First boss, optional, and he's dead. He died really quick. I apologize about that. But again, he's the first boss of this whole instance. He is supposed to be kind of, easy. But again, I'm level 100. This is a 10-man level 70 zone. I am not going to be challenged at all in here, but hopefully some of the rest of these fights we can at least talk about some of the mechanics in them, and hopefully show you too if we can get some of these guys to actually not die right apart. How far back can people solo raids? Can you solo Cata raids? Cataclysm, I can solo 10-man and 25-man normal, but 25-man mythic still have some of the encounters have odd mechanics where you'll either get like frozen in place and not be able to do anything, or something like that, where you really probably should have another person around to help you out. I think I just went right back where I started. So, Pandaria raids, I can't 10-man those. I can do most of those with a partner, but for 10-man, I really have a hard time, especially as a monk. Monks are really reliant on dodging rather than just armor and shielding like a paladin. So you have to really keep this. There's a number 4 skill here called Blackout Kick. It increases your parry chance by 10% for 4 seconds. That's what does a lot of damage. So you basically have to keep this up as much as possible to get your parry chance up. Parrying is kind of like a dodge. It'll parry an attack and let you attack quicker, I believe, for like 10 seconds. So you really want to keep that up as much as possible, which is much more difficult than I find doing the paladin or warrior stuff. Okay, let's get going here. So the inventory add-on, I think this is... I actually don't remember what this is. I'll have to look it up a little bit. Okay. Livery stable's done. Is there anything back here to do in the guardhouse? Blood-drenched door. I guess not. There is probably something to do in here originally, but doesn't look like it's anything in here now. This is not my best character. This is I like playing monks a lot, but my best character is probably my paladin. Still, I haven't played as much as a lot of people have, so I haven't even done the epic ring quest under my characters. I haven't done all the raids either. Hopefully before Legion comes out, we can get through all these expansions and I can show off all the raids. I actually like the Warlords raids quite a bit, but I still need to get through a few of them. So here's the banquet hall. A lot of bad guys. Again, if you're going to use, if you're going to send me questions in chat, make sure to @ me, @Rory. I'll try to see if I can reply to this to ask questions. Okay. Like I was saying, this is the ballroom. This is the boss over here, Morose. Morose, I don't actually know how to pronounce his name. He's got some ads over here, too, that come along for the fight. And there's a bunch of dudes here that I'm going to try and take out before I fight them. There are a lot of them, but they're all pretty weak. Only one of those was elite, I think. So this spell that I'm using is Rushing Jade Wind, which just kind of lets you AoE stuff as you move through them. It is pretty handy for these big groups of people. So Morose is a kind of a rogue, rogue-ish character, and the ads that he brings with him can be actually a number of different things. There are a few different possibilities that will spawn. Morose himself, actually pop up my cheat sheet here real quick. I put together some notes for some of these bosses. I didn't do all these fights back in the day when the stuff was actually live. I've never really been a huge raider, but I do enjoy coming back into this stuff. Let me find Morose here. Jeez Louise, I copied down way too much for this stuff. So Morose is I hope I'm really pronouncing that tonight. Kind of a rogue character. He will vanish and Garrot, however you pronounce that. He will apply a debuff to people, a bleeding debuff, which stacks up a huge amount over time. So you really had to be a DPS race and kill him before he can do the vanish and Garrot thing too often, or you had to have a way to remove bleed effects. And back in the day, there was an item from Classic called the Loofah, which would remove bleed effects, and people are actually bringing it into this fight and using it, even though it was like 10 levels below what was intended for this fight, and then they patched it out so it didn't work. So let me get this guy down, and we will So basically, you had to have two. I actually forget. You need to have. I don't think Moreau's actually has a. Uh, I'm not sure he actually has a threat table. But anyways, you had to burn all these dudes down and then try to take Moreau's down before he garroted everybody in a raid and they started to die a lot. He will vanish about 30 seconds in, I think. Let me see if I can do this real quick.
Unannounced visitors.
Preparations must be made. It looks like people are getting buffed here. And they're all fighting this thing. So normally have to split these people up a little bit and try to, split your rate. There I go. I got stunned. Ow, that hurt a lot. Have to break this out. Interrupt casters. If there's anybody a healer, you have to take those guys out first because it would heal everybody. But again, there's some random people here. There's like a table of I think 8 possible ads for this, but you only get 4 of them at a time.
Where was I?
So he is vanishing, and he's going to garrot me. And there's the garrot. 5 minutes of damage. That's actually might kill me after a while. That's actually not an insignificant amount of damage to be doing to me, even at level 100. Of course, I have no gear on, but you can imagine as soon as somebody got a garrot, you would really need to focus on the healing, because 2,000 damage every 3 seconds at level 70 would be quite a bit of damage. I'm going to take out these ads real quick. Oh, well, I guess I hit him too. Pity. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But anyways, you kind of get the idea. Split up the raid a little bit, take down all these ads, and then take Moreau's out as quick as you can because he will start stacking up damage on everybody. I don't know my own strength. What did I get here? Edgewalker. Long boots. This is kind of neat looking. I can't tell. Those just look like my feet. I thought I control-clicked that. Belt of Gale Force, huh? Nothing flashy. Okay. I'm going to keep answering questions as I walk on to the next part of the town. Tanking has gotten easier or harder over the years. And I apologize if I don't see your question right away. I'll try to scroll back as I play. Tanking has gotten easier or harder. It really depends on the expansion. First of all, tanking has never been a very... it's kind of a thankless job. Like, you really have to be high... And people might have different opinions on this, but you really do have to be on your game. A bad tank, a bad DPS you can get through a raid or a dungeon, but a bad tank really makes that difficult. So there is at least a bit of a standard of play. I like to think I'm a decent tank, but I'm probably not cut out to be like a main tank in a raiding guild or anything like that. But I remember, so these are the stairs going back down to the entranceway. There's a doorman back there, so this is another path you can take up here if you want to. But I remember Cataclysm was really difficult. They really amped up the difficulty. At the end of Wrath of Lich King, there were a few dungeons which just dropped purple gear for you, and they all call it like, welfare epics. And it was really easy to tank a dungeon back at the end of Wrath. And then for Cataclysm, they upped the ante quite a bit. You really had to start using crowd control, stun people at the beginning of fights, and all that kind of stuff. And it was a big shift for people because people were just used to doing this kind of stuff, just grabbing huge groups of people and AoEing them down. That became not as easy to do at the end of that era. So Cataclysm I did not have a huge amount of fun with. Like I said, you have to be pretty high performing as a tank to just keep your group alive. But in Cataclysm, you really had to have talented people with you, like DPS that knew how to crowd control people. And finding those people in Dungeon Finder was not always easy. Like, I mean, it's a big game, 12 million people at the time or something like that. And not everybody's going to be super on the ball. So that doing Dungeon Finder stuff in Cataclysm was really tough. I think they've struck a pretty good balance now. If somebody wants to open my inventory, I have 30, 30, 30, 28. Pretty big bag things. I think there's a 32 slot bag now too, but it's pretty expensive. So I think tanking now is really fun. It's probably never going to be. There's no way to please everybody in this kind of stuff. Some people want it to be really hard. Some people just want to have fun playing it and go through it. but I think it's pretty decent for me. And I like the fact that you can actually solo as a tank now. It wasn't always possible, but around the time of Wrath, they really made it so that you didn't have to do low damage and high threat. You just kind of did damage, and you got threat that way, which is nice. So I could actually solo and go around and do content on my own as a tank and not have to worry about having a DPS spec. Somebody says, don't forget Maiden of Virtue, which is an optional boss. Let me see if I can find her real quick. I think she's back here. Yeah, let me go do that. Could someone who never played WoW or any MMO have fun playing from the start without any friends in game? Any tips for someone thinking getting in this late? So in WoW, they have Dungeon Fighter, Raid Fighter, and pre-made groups and stuff like this. The Dungeon Fighter has made it, like, even being in a guild is kind of not necessary to play. All the dungeons, you just queue up for a dungeon and it'll pop in whenever you have a dungeon ready to go and 4 other people, which is really nice compared to the old way of sitting in chat and asking for people to come to Zulamon and then having one of them drop out once you get to Donars, and then having to go through the process all over again. So that is definitely a way easier. I barely ever talk to I don't even know who's in my guild now. I think I have one friend in this guild. Looks like some people are still playing, but 3 members online out of 321. Yeah. Guilds are kind of optional at this point. You get a bunch of perks for being in a guild, so it's always nice to be in one, but in terms of not having friends, you can just log in and play on your own. It is kind of become a single-player game for me, unfortunately, which is one of the main criticisms about the new... Since Maiden Virtue, she is a... whatchamacallit? Not a Titan, but... Is she a Titan? Giant, I guess, is what her classic name is, but I forget exactly what kind of class thing she... Oh, look at that model! Oh, man! That is an old model. Compare and contrast to the monk here. That model has like 100 polygons on it. I'm gonna go and summon her. So I think she does like a bunch of AoE stuff that you had to be out of when it went off, but I have not. Every time I've done her, it's been just kind of like, pow, she's dead. So construct, it might be a construct. I'm not sure. I think that's more the glowy people. Anyways. She is. It's weird that she's the Maiden of Virtue, which some of these bosses don't really have backstories or anything like that. Let's see if that does anything to change her around. So she is the Maiden of Virtue, and what I'm in here is the guest chambers, quote unquote, which is odd because this is basically a bunch of prostitutes, if I recall correctly. Courtesans and such, so the Maiden of Virtue being here. So you see we got wanton hostess, night mistress, concubines. So it's just kind of a weird thing to have the Maiden of Virtue at the end, unless it's supposed to be ironic or something like that. The same thing. No, it's weird how many, like, Medivh's dead. There's nobody in here. Why are all these? They're apparently living. They're not ghosts as far as I can tell. They're just demons, like, hanging around. I guess Medivh's power is enough to draw in some other people from, I don't know, just like hanging out in a weird old castle with a bunch of ghosts. Anyways, that was Maiden of Virtue. A tough challenge, to be sure. There's nobody else in any of these little things, as far as I know, that I have to worry about. Just a bunch of dudes. But you should... I mean, you can always clear them out just because some of these guys might have world reps for the raid or something like that, but not really too necessary for me. Okay, let's get on to... This goes down to the servant quarters, I think. I don't think there's really anything in the servant quarters that I need to worry about. I think there might be some optional boss in there, but if I recall correctly, they're just kind of... Yeah, a random animal boss. I'll go and see if I can get him. Just, if I even notice where he is. Yeah, somebody said everybody's always rushing you as a tank, which is one of my problems with playing tank in this game. It's my favorite class. It's the only class I play, really. But everybody in every dungeon and raid is just go, 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 go. They want to get through it as quick as possible. And when you're doing the raids, even LFRs, I like to sometimes, chat a bit with my other tank and try to coordinate before. I mean, LFRs are kind of a joke. Kind of a joke in terms of their difficulty level, but I still sometimes want to talk about who's going to be main, who's going to off tank, and etc. etc. I don't actually know where the rare guy is. I'm not sure which one it is, but there is supposed to be a random animal boss down here. I might have already passed it. Um, but yes, the rushing aspect of tanking is not something I've ever found super fun. I do not like when people yell at me. I'd rather be uh, I'd rather kind of take my time and do stuff right than be just go and have people die. Um, I'm not seeing a boss down here. Maybe I missed it, or maybe I already killed it in one of those big groups. The Caretaker Warrior. Oh, okay. I guess maybe I have to spawn him or something like that. Yeah, I don't think anybody really did this stuff. Anyways, I'll go back if I see the boss. I'll kill him. If I can find my way out of here. Turn off life bars. I don't. I have a weird time with this add-on that I use for life bars. I kind of prefer to keep it on just so I know if I have aggro or not. It doesn't really matter here, obviously, but I do like to have the instant display of especially boss life because some of them will be phase matter. They'll have phase based on their life. So I'd like to be able to keep an eye on that. I actually really like this add-on a bunch. It's threat plates. Let's see what that name is. Oops, wrong button. Interface. Add-ons. Tidy plates, and then threat plates, which really make it easier to, way easier to keep an eye on of who has aggro. Especially in a 5-man or a raid or something like that. Everything should be red if it's attacking you, and then if it's not, it turns yellow or it starts flashing when somebody is about to get aggro, which is so it's really handy to have this like big bright display of letting you know which monster is about to peel off and go attack a squishy dude. Which I really like that add-on a lot. Add-ons do make this game. I know there are some people who are really purists about not playing with add-ons, and I think that's kind of crazy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Disconnected from the server. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'll try to get back in there in a second. Hopefully I'll be right at where I left off. So this is my main server. I have another server with a bunch of characters on it, but you can see I mostly play tanks. Finally got all this weird, dumb stuff for the Paladin. Paladin's probably my best character, quote unquote, has the most gear. Druid tank, Death Knight tank, who I don't really play a huge amount. My monk, which I kind of enjoy playing as, it's a little tougher. I have a shaman just for DPS stuff, and then this guy is not super high level. He's hover handing that shield too. Tiny little gnome. Gnome warrior tanks are fun, are interesting. All right, let's pop back in there and see if we can get going. Okay, good. I think if I waited much longer than that, I probably would have been bonked out to the beginning of the area. So this is the opera event. Again, like with Morose, there's some random stuff that can happen here. There's a bunch of actors in the background. This is supposed to be kind of an opera. You saw that, big theater before. All these ghosts, they just love hanging around and performing. But there are 3 different events. I believe it's Romeo and Juliet, or Wizard of Oz, or something else that I totally forget. Little Red Riding Hood, maybe? Let's see. Let me pop out here real quick and spawn it. I'm not an actor. Okay, I'll give it a try. So normally you have one person come in here and kind of spawn the stuff, and then you can probably hang back and see what you got, and change tactics and everything. But the only one I need to worry about, I think, is the Wizard of Oz, because that one can despawn and respawn if I do something wrong, but hopefully it'll be something easy like Romeo and Juliet. Things are not what they seem. This is Little Red Riding Hood. Okay. I don't know if I've done this one before. I've done Romeo and Juliet and Wizard of Oz a couple times when I've run through this stuff, but I'm not sure if I've ever done hopefully, it's just easy to kill everybody. Turn down this quest thing too. Let me zoom in a little bit too, everybody. I like to be well zoomed out, but I know for streaming purposes, it's a little easier to see what's going on if you zoom in. So grandmother's the one that doesn't start automatically with aggro. You actually have to go up and talk to her. So there's, I think this is one of the ones where you kind of have a little time to talk about it. Let's see. Hello, my child. Oh, grandmother, what big ears you have. What big eyes you have. What fat loots you have. Ha, ha, ha. World of Warcraft writing at its finest. There she is. Big.
The better to own you.
Oh, God. That hurts me. Oh, I got transformed, though. I'm vulnerable to the big bad wolf, so I guess there's some kind of aggro thing where somebody was going to be Little Red Riding Hood. I'm guessing you had to run away if you had this while everybody else tried to take care of you. But obviously now it doesn't really matter because I can't be killed by this guy, even if I let him wail on me for an hour. So here we are, big bad wolf. It looks like he, I doubt something. Oh, okay. If I crit, I just kill him automatically. I apologize. I need to find out if there's something less damage I can do. But most of the stuff does a fair amount of damage at this point. Ribbon of Sacrifice, trinket, and a sniper rifle. Sorry, bud. You got done. You got done. Okay, so that's the opera event. Obviously, again, I apologize. I probably should have tried to go in this with my 80 rogue or something like that, which might be some of these fights might last a little longer. But I'm just more familiar with these classes. I'm just gonna start running. I think these guys won't leash, or they might leash since they're not elite. But the elites usually will run after you for a long, long time. Where am I going now? Master's Terrace. I can actually do the optional boss here, I think. Again, if you're going to ask me a question in the chat, feel free to just at me in the chat so I see it in my reply window. Otherwise, I'm trying to keep an eye on it. And we're happy to answer any questions you have. So yeah, the WoW movie comes out this week, and it has 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's been making a huge amount of money everywhere you go. Everywhere it's done. I don't know how well it'll do here, because Warcraft is still something people only know as sweaty nerds in a basement playing, which I suppose isn't really true. I mean, there were 10 million people playing it, so it did cross across a lot of boundaries. So a lot of people who might not have played other PC games were definitely into it back in the day. So it might have some familiarity out there, but the trailers haven't looked very good, and let's see if I can actually do one hit here. Yeah, it's still just overwhelmingly powerful. Loot them for their netherweave and sell it on the AH. Actually, I have 23,000 gold on this guy. You see, I have like 250,000 gold. My friend has maxed out his gold amount on some of his characters. Gold is so easy to come by with the whatchamacallit, mission system in here. Oh, this is the back entrance. It's just so easy to come by that gold is it's barely even worth going to the auction house a lot of the time for me. If I'm not making like $1,000 on something, it's probably not worth doing. Pascal wants to know, do you have a favorite era of WoW? I really did like Wrath of the Lich King a lot. I liked the feeling of power you got at the end of that expansion. Doing those dungeons and raids, you would be super, super powerful. It was really, really fun to do. Tanking was pretty easy. You did a lot of damage. I also really liked Panda 2, and I've enjoyed my time in Warlords a bit, but not quite as much as I did in, I'd say, Panda and Wrath, my two favorite ones. What dance do I have with this character anyways? Okay. Okay. I actually do have the quest here to summon Nightbane. I think I did. I think I have to read a tome or something. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Or do I? I could have sworn that I had the quest here. Do I have to read something? Or did I there was something I had to read in this spot to make a dragon appear, and I could have sworn I did it, but I don't know what happened to that quest. It's not in my log anymore. That is outside the instance. I got no idea. I got no idea what happened. I could have sworn I could do the optional boss here, but apparently I can't. So can you basically play purely by WoW tokens at this point? So if you're not familiar, they did add WoW tokens a little while. You can spend gold for to play for playtime. You have to buy those on the auction house. 50,000 gold for one, so that's a month of game time. So yeah, if I wanted to, I could get about 5 months of game time now. And interestingly enough, if your account expires, you go back to the login screen, and it'll actually prompt you to pay for a WoW token to get back in, instead of paying money. So I think they just want people to be sticky now. I think they just want people to stick around rather than maximizing revenue from everybody else. But also, if you haven't played in a while, they do have a bunch of stuff in here that you can buy for cash money. They've been pretty good about not making this terrible. Like, all this stuff is mounts and pets and nothing really too crazy. I've never bought anything in the store, and I don't feel like I'm missing too much, unlike some free-to-play MMOs where everything is... Look for an urn on the Terrence that you can click. Let me see if I can do that. There, a blackened urn. Okay. Let's see if this actually works. I could have sworn I did this thing. Summoning, blackened urn. Okay, cool. I guess I did. Where is he? It's been a while since I did Nightbane. I don't remember anything about this. Oh, fucking disappeared. What the fuck? Ah! You can teleport. Okay. So this was a dragon that attacked the tower when Medivh was still here, and I think Medivh fried him and turned him into a skeleton dragon. And now he's going to land right on top of me. I shall bring a quick end to your suffering. Hit you once and try to get him down. So I guess he's going to the air now. What am I doing? Am I casting a spell or something? Oh, I guess it's just a... Takes a deep breath. Oh, when dragons take deep breaths, you know what is going to happen. Oh, I thought he was going to breathe on me. I guess he is. And summon a bunch of skeletons. People are pointing out that WoW tokens do have to be bought with cash to be sold on the auction house, so I guess Blizzard is making money off them in the end. I've never bought any. I just paid my sub fees like a good capitalist does. Yeah, Nightbane. Totally optional. You have to actually do a pretty long quest chain to get him. You have to go back to Outland or Draenor or whatever they call it, and you have to do a couple dungeons in Burning Crusade 5-mans in order to get all the items you need to summon this dude. Pretty long and lengthy, but I think only one person has to have that quest done in order for the raid to move on. Actually, that doesn't do too much damage. That might be my best option for kind of doing a little damage to people without actually nuking them. This Crackling Jade Lightning is a range DPS skill, which most classes have something that they can use to pull at range. But since I am spec'd into Brewmaster, it does not do very much damage. It would definitely do more damage if I was spec'd into DPS, or I think it might even be a healing skill in some cases or something like that. 1 health. What happens now? You gonna die, buddy? Do I need to do something special to kill him? It's been so long. Anybody in chat knows how I'm supposed to take this guy out? Let me know, because... Oh, is he gonna come back down? Let me show you my strength up close. Please, come down so I can kill you, but you should be dead. I don't know why you're not. Maybe he can only die on the ground, because otherwise he would... Yeah, that's probably it. If he dies in midair, sometimes they will fall and not be lootable, so I guess he just had to be on the ground to fall outside of where you can actually go. So I guess he has to land before he can actually be killed. Faint Arcane Essence. Quest item unique. Panzarthar Breastplate. Night Staff of the Ever Living. Eh. Eh. Not terrible, not great. For this stuff, you're only really looking at the models because none of this gear is relevant at all anymore. You're only basically looking at it to see if you can use the model and transmogrify it. So this gear that I have on right now, this staff is a Cataclysm staff, I think. But you have the transmogrification. I think I'm going backwards. Transmogrification ability, which lets you override the graphics on the thing that you actually have with older gear that looks cool. So it's kind of fun. A lot of people do a lot of that, searching old dungeons for gear that looks cool. And you basically store it in like another little bank, transmogrification bank. I think they're totally redoing that system in Legion, from what I hear. They're just going to have, you can basically assign a graphic of anything you've ever looted to the current gear that you have. So it should be fun and hopefully streamline a little bit. But it is kind of fun to go back to the old stuff and just check out what's going on, because a lot of these things I didn't do at the time. It's definitely not the same, but as when it was done at the time, but it's still kind of fun to see what especially how design has evolved over time. Even going from Classic to Burning Crusade, the quality of the dungeons and the layout and stuff like that, and even the challenges or the fights, just seems so much better. And it's not like you're expecting Classic raids to be immediately amazing right out the gate, but they were definitely just a market improvement after a couple years of design time. Am I going to be involved with that Us versus Them Overwatch stream? I will probably be watching that on my computer with you guys. I think they're all going to be doing that stuff from home. I actually don't have Overwatch yet. I haven't tried it. It's been a long time since I've been any good at online shooters. I hear really good things about it, but I mean, I'm not. I've kind of become a single-player gamer. WoW is like the only thing I really play that has a big multiplayer component. I guess Bloodborne would count too, but if you count Bloodborne, did I miss somebody? Or is the Curator still up here? Here it is. Okay. So here's a Curator, another construct kind of thing. These guys are all mana leech kind of things and everything. If I recall correctly, these were kind of tough back in the day in terms of these little siphoners. I think they would drain mana, I want to say. Let's see what they got. Lose mana. Loose mana. What does that do? Restoring mana. Okay. I was completely wrong about that. I guess these guys, when you kill them, will actually up your mana regeneration. That's pretty cool. I don't know, Serpent's Shrine Cavern. We're gonna see Serpent's Shrine and the Eye today. The rest of the stuff, I like Black Temple. I like some of these stuff. Karazhan is definitely great. It is really fun to go through and try to talk to people and everything like that about it. But I don't know. Serpent's Shrine has one of the more interesting end boss fights for sure. So this guy, I actually don't know his story. He is some kind of guard for Medivh. Looks like he's guarding the menagerie, and he knows that I'm not supposed to be here, so I guess he's going to try and kill me. Astral Flare. I wrote down a lot of the strats of this stuff, but I have not remembered what this guy specifically is supposed to be doing to me. But anyway, he does a lot of damage. I think after he gets to 10 Astral Flares, you wipe or something like that, or maybe I think you had to take down the ads really quick, which is not very difficult for me. Anyways, Astral Flares. Come on. Moving on. Guy's kind of boring. Get to the library and hopefully the chess event, because the chess event is definitely where I might run into some trouble. We'll see. So it's Medivh's library. Obviously, any good wizard has to have a huge amount of books around. This is where the quest to unlock Nightbane takes you. There's a bunch of dudes standing around here that you have to talk to, who have kind of gone into to investigate the tower, but have gone kind of crazy with all these books. They really like books. They're book fans. Bibliophiles, I guess is the word for them. A bunch of dudes running around who do not attack them for some reason. Whatever. I'm told that the trash around the curator had like a 30-minute respawn, so I'm sure it's difficult to take down at the time, and then also would respawn pretty quickly if you wiped on the boss. I don't need to kill any of these guys. Or maybe if I don't kill them, when I aggro the next boss, they will all be pulled, which would be fun. Let's see. Oh no! Oh, goddamn. Sunbow will be next stream, I think. Again, there are a lot of raids in the Burning Crusade. There are at least 6 main ones with multiple bosses. I want to say 6, and then there's also 2, which are just one big boss, or like a mini boss and a boss. Gruul and Magtheridon are both kind of the shorter stuff that you do just to get gear to move on to the bigger and better things. Way too much stuff to do in one stream, unfortunately, but yeah. We'll get through this and Serpent Shrine and hopefully at least one more. The Keep, or the Eye. That's the other one I wanted. Maybe I'll get Ashes. We'll see. I'm just going to ignore all these guys. So, at various points in the past, sometimes aggroing raid bosses would draw in all of the ads, or all of the elites from before the boss. They would all come in one huge group, and usually wind up being a wipe for you. I don't really know if that is done very much anymore. It was always kind of fun, but I guess at points you just want to have to worry about the bosses and not have to worry about killing all the trash before them. But we'll see. Maybe the next time I aggro somebody, it will pull in a huge amount of guys. So, where are we going here? There should be a dragon around here somewhere. I think this is Shade of Iran. Shade of Aaron. There he is. This is Medivh's father, also a ghost. Oh man, let me look up this dude. Oh shit. Wow, where did you guys come from? So, Shade of Iran, very low armor. He does Frostbolt, Fireballs, Arcane Missiles, Chains of Ice. So, every 30 to 35 seconds, he will use one of his 3 special abilities. I'll see if I can get one of those to pop up. How about that?
Who are you? What do you want? Stay away from me!
And he will summon Conjured Water Elementals as well. Oh no. So, Arcane Explosion is about to go off. I'm betting you just have to run away from that. I'm gonna guess. Just make it a educated guess here. Let's see. Yeah, so that probably did a huge amount of damage if you couldn't get out of the way in time. Of course, when you have to heal people and also try to keep DPS up, it is not easy to always run away. Secret boss behind the bookshelf? I'll have to find out. Optional boss in the library. Okay, I'll go back and find it out. Flame Wreath. Okay. Oh no! Jesus. I did not know that would happen. That's weird. It did not do as much damage as I should have done. I can interrupt his stuff, which is nice. Not all bosses can be interrupted. Yeah, I'm not finished yet! Okay, you're finished. Great Ring and a Boots of the Incorruptible. Incorrupt. Incorrupt? Incorrupt. Is that a word? Incorrupt? Incorrupt. Incorrupt. Is that a word? I'm trying to think if that's a word or not. I don't know if that's a word. Okay. Try to get fucking. So there are these weird little campfires up here, and if you get one of these books, you can get little bonus stuff to yourself. Let me see if I can actually get over there. Yarp! So if you drop down here, you can pick up one of these books, and you open it up, and you get a little buff. Or you find a book that you can read to grant all your harmful spells a chance to deal additional damage. These are nice little buffs that only work inside Karazhan. Torment of the Worgen. Shield additional shadow damage on ranged or melee attacks. I obviously don't need any of these buffs right now, but kind of nice back in the day, I'm sure. Oh, I am a panda, so I take reduced fall damage. Okay, cool. Which bookshelf am I looking for? I'm assuming there's one that I can click on or something. I don't know if I've ever done the secret optional boss in here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh no. Let me know where I'm supposed to be going. I'm not actually sure where the optional boss is here. I'm assuming I'm looking for something to click on. For the X roads to Aaron. Go back towards Shade. Let's see. I went too far. Naked pandas running around. This is not what Medivh had in mind, I doubt. So yeah, the Medivh backstory is really weird. He was supposed to be a ultimate savior of the world, and then eventually, I should probably stop talking about it because it is related to the movie, but I want people to be able to at least maybe enjoy it. I don't know. I'm not planning on seeing it right away. I really do like Duncan Jones a bunch. Oh, is this where I'm supposed to be? Take a right to go to Shade, go left, and there is a clickable bookcase. Okay, let's try it out. But, I mean, WoW has a bad problem of making characters super, super core to the lore and then just kind of moving on from them. Which is, I guess, is preferable to having Thrall be the dude who is in every single expansion as a main character. Here we go. But Medivh, so far as I know, is no longer in the lore. I think he is moved on permanently. But I guess we'll find out in Legion. I mean, there's plenty of time to do weird stuff with the lore. It's not like anybody had any problems with retconning or going back in time or whatever. Terrestrian Illhoof. I do not know this guy. I don't think I've ever done this before.
You're just in time. The rituals are about to begin.
What kind of ritual is that, sir? Oh, that didn't.
Come, you dwellers in the dark.
Looks like he's got a big familiar here. Killwreck. I don't know this boss. Oh, it looks like he's bringing in, so I'm guessing it was another kind of DPS thing. We had to take down the ads really quick before this guy. Oh, uh-oh. 1,500 health leached every second. That's actually a fair amount. Hopefully I could actually be healed during this stuff. I'm assuming that would be a lot of damage to take. I can't do anything. Can't attack. At least I have no aggro. That's nice. I'm assuming I would just have to be healed through all this stuff as quickly as possible before I died, which would also mean less healing for the rest of the raid, and also probably if that went to a healer or something like that, that would be really bad. Nobody likes being stunned, that's for sure. Friendlies have to kill your chains. Okay. Strangle staff. Ooh, that's gross. I've seen this model before, but it never gets any less gross. Ew. Ew. Gross. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. Already did Shade. I think the next thing is a chess event. Let's see. Oh, that guy popped up. Okay, good. I can sell some stuff. Target chains. I guess you could target the chains themselves and attack them. I probably should just be killing stuff just to make sure I know where I've been and where I haven't been. Ethereals, or whatever they're called. I think they're called ethereals. Yeah, ethereals. These guys are always so cool looking. Or really, they've been kind of one of the most requested races in the game for a while now, just because they look fucking cool. So far, it hasn't happened. Pow. I'm looking forward to being a demon hunter in Legion. I'm always down for another tank class. So, what is this doing here? Did I go the wrong way? Or did I just go the not... Oh, there's a dragon around here before the chest. I remember now. Okay, let's see. I think it's upstairs. I gotta go. I think so. So there's Nightbane, and I think Nightshade is the other dragon here. And then there's a chess event. And then I think there's only one more boss after that, or one or two maybe. Let's try to pop through it, and then we'll get to Serpent Shrine Cavern. So I think this guy is optional. I'm not sure, but in any case, interesting design, cool looking room. I believe this is another one of the dragons who's been driven kind of crazy by Medivh, or something like that. Lore has never been my strong suit. You see these little orbs around here. They will begin channeling stuff to Netherspite. A big beam shoots across the floor, and you had to interrupt it by running into it, so it affected you instead of him. But it would stack up both a buff and a debuff to you. And it was important to make sure none of those things went to Netherspite, or I think you had to rotate out which ones you wanted him to get and which ones you didn't want him to get, but I will show that to you right now. So, beam should be starting up any moment now, I think. There's one. Or is this where ads are coming in? So, here are the beams. Let's see what this one does. I'm blocking it. I'm getting... Perseverance. Damage taken is reduced by 5%. Defense increased by 30%. This is just straight up buff. That's not bad. This looks like a tank buff. Oh, I see. That's weird. As you get more stacks of it, the benefits go down. Or are they? That's weird. Reduced by 20%. Health increased by negative 1,000. Yeah, so I'm actually losing maximum health at that point. Let's see what the other one does. Healing done. Increased. Spell cost reduced. Maximum mana reduced by... Ooh, man. Maximum mana reduced. So there's a debuff for you. That's bad for a healer. So you're getting good stuff and bad stuff. What the hell does it do now? I don't think I've ever kept them alive this long. So you also, after you get a buff, once it wears out, you get Nether Exhaustion, which you can't get that buff again for 2 minutes. So Nether Breath. Okay, well, I guess this is one of the phases of the fight. It looks like it's just kind of a time-based thing exclusively, rather than damage, because I haven't damaged them yet at all. If I could have Blizzard bring back one raid for max level, they've been kind of doing some of that stuff with level adjustments and time walking dungeons and everything like that. So oh, hello. Don't hurt me. I would not be too surprised if they... Okay, now he's doing the gates to the Nether again, so you'd have to do the whole dance with him about blocking the beams and trying to figure all that out. Anyways, he's dead now. What did I get? Mantle of Abramish. Those are some plain looking shoulder pads. Shining Chain of the Antelope. That doesn't even show up. Where am I going now? Okay, chess event. Going to be fun. The chess event is one of the things. So they've readjusted all these old dungeons to make sure that one person can solo most of these old challenges, even when they required multiple people to be coordinated. But the chess event is still fairly difficult to solo for one person. Hopefully I'm going the right way. Let's see, I think I am. Can be challenging, but we'll see what we can do. So Medivh is actually in this dungeon as a ghost of himself, I believe, and he uses the chess event to kind of test people. Have a little barrier for them to get further onto his private sanctum. Oh man, I need to sell some shit. I'll do it after the raid is over. So yeah, here is Echo of Medivh, or Ghost. We just call him Ghost. He's undead. So you have two chess peoples. You have all of these. They basically do the same thing as regular chess moves would do, but they also can attack. Kind of like, what was that old chess game where you had people attacking each other? I forget. You have to control one of them at a time. You have to control the king to begin. There is a debuff that prevents you from hopping to another character for 10 seconds after you leave another one. And generally, in the old days, you would have 10 people, so you'd be controlling all these guys, while the AI is controlling the other team. Yeah, it's going to be tricky to do one person, but I'm pretty sure I can do it. So all these guys have different abilities. The clerics here will heal. Water elementals will do a lot of damage. The king does a fair amount of damage too. That is King Lane. I'm not actually sure where he is in the lore here. Human Conjurer can attack from a long distance. But the tricky thing is that this guy cheats. That's no bueno. He throws a big fire AoE down beneath your king, which will do a lot of damage and stack it up over time, so you have to move the king out of that. It is tricky to do all one person. I'm actually going to throw my gear on for this. I don't know if that actually does anything to make the stats different on these guys, but I suppose it couldn't hurt. UI is, I have no idea. Let me see what my UI is. Interface add-ons. I believe it is something like... I have no idea. It doesn't actually show up here. It's a UI add-on. It's X-Pearl, I think? Z-Pearl. Not uniframes, and also there's Bartender, which I use instead of the default stuff. You can move bars around. Not pretty. I've never been one who's really super concerned about making things pretty as long as they work. Okay. I'm all stuffed up. So I got to start with King Lane, but I don't want to... You don't actually want to control him right at the beginning. You want to... Basically, the strategy you use for soloing this is to move this guy up one, the water elemental in over a little bit. Excuse me. Then do the same process over here. Move this guy up one so King Lane can move, and then move him out of the damage, the fire damage, and then use the Conjurer to wail on the other bad guy here, War Chief Blackhand, and hopefully, if I do all those in a certain amount of time, I will be able to complete the event. It ends when either king is dead. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right, here we go. Gotta talk to him. I'm gonna cast his spell. This one thing that... Where is he? God damn it. Dismiss. That is really tiny. Okay. Down here, gonna get this guy moving. That buff did not last very long. So if you can't get into them, you have to wait for this debuff to go. If you can't get to them, they don't do anything, which makes it a little annoying. Okay, shit. Why is this thing up here? That's really weird. Should be more prominent than that. I'm surprised there's no music for this. Let's see if we can get through. Come on, buddy. Move here. Cast your spells. Water shield. You want to turn? I want him to face this way. Change facing. That should do it, but it takes fucking forever. Come on, buddy. Change your facing. Go. Thank you. Dismissed. You too.
Can I help you?
Oh, come on. And of course, the AI can move a lot of people, as many people as it wants, because they're not beholden to this 10-second countdown thing. That guy's not there. He is. So these water elementals will do range damage, which is nice. And you want them to do that from a little bit further up than they actually are, because otherwise they will not. Don't move that way, dick. Okay. Gotta move him, rotate him around, then I'm gonna get King Lane out of his little hidey hole, because he is no doubt about to cheat any second now. Nope. Shit. Change facing. Go. Okay. And yep. There we go. Okay. This is gonna hurt.
What can I do?
I probably should have done this earlier, but what are we gonna do? Okay, go.
Sounds fine.
Sounds fine. Job's done. Let's get the king out of here, and then we can start start getting him out of here. He's not taking a huge amount of damage, but it's still going to stack up over time. And I need to move him out.
See you around. Certainly.
Go! Thank you, buddy. Okay, I'm not going to wait around for his buffs here. I'm going to get back into the mage and start killing people. Hopefully the other boss is in range of this guy. He hasn't moved at all. Shit. That might be complicated.
See you around.
Normally he'd be up a little bit across the battlefield, but he just hasn't come anywhere. I'm going to start trying to take out these bigger dudes. Summon demon. I can't attack him, I don't think. Spell's not ready yet. Let's go take him out. Oh, wow, that's weird. Okay, who am I trying to take out here then? Orc Warlock. Can I attack him? So I can get him. I'm not exactly sure how far this thing goes. Oh, can attack. Okay, so I'm going to start taking out their Warlocks and stuff. But I need... Can I just attack him from here? Nope, he's too far away. Shit. Ah, these guys are too far away. Try and take out the Warlock, I guess, but I need that Black Hand to move up a little bit so I can actually start taking them out. I'm going to just try and take out their mid-level stuff and hope Black Hand starts coming up. Shit, okay. The only problem is I'll lose the mage if he keeps standing here. He doesn't have infinite health. I guess the clerics will heal him, which is nice at least. Problem with this is that he'll be turned around to change his facing again. Boop boop ba doop boop boop ba doop boop 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 boop. Change facing. Gonna move him back up fourth and hopefully take out this goddamn. Oh no! There we go. Okay, you're gonna die, buddy. You are going to die. Yeah, he's dead. Okay. War Chief is just not moving, which is really bad. Because I will lose the Human Conjure at some point if I can't get him healed up. At least he's getting healed by the clerics, I think, but I really need to start hitting Black Hand. But I guess I'll just keep on taking out their... I have plenty of dudes, which is nice. Come on, dude, just a little bit closer. No. Guess I'll just keep on taking out these guys. He will use his abilities on his own, which is nice. He will buff people around him. But as long as... There we go. Come on. Just there we go. Okay, now I should be... Now I think I've won. There we go. Okay, I think this is over now. As long as... doesn't cheat again too soon, I should be able to go ahead and do this. War Chief Blackhand will start attacking my guy, or my king, if he gets close enough. But... the king can do... Oh, that's interesting choice. He's going to go ahead and attack the guy in front of him. Alright. Shit, he's going to cheat again. Oh, shit, that looks like bad. This piece is charged with Reeve's power. Okay, that's another kind of cheating he can do. He can actually power up people. He's going to kill this guy pretty quick. Hopefully I can do enough damage to take him down before he gets in my way. Let's see.
Destroy them.
Come on. Okay, that's also interesting. Now he just moved in front of a bunch of people who are going to attack him, which is probably not the smartest move in the world, but I think at this point if he had attacked, what the fuck? Oh my fucking god, that hurt a lot. What did he do? Okay, it's okay, buddy. I need you to help out here, buddy. I need you to do good.
Hey there. Good one.
This is going to be interesting. I did not think I was going to lose that piece.
Sounds fine.
Shit. God damn it. This could be interesting. At least he's not attacking me yet. But I can't attack him until I get over there. Okay. This is going to get close. Shit. He just keeps attacking, buddy. Keep attacking, buddy. I hope his buff. 5 seconds left. Okay, I think I got this. If I can just... What the fuck? Why did he get so much? Oh my god, he got a lot of health back from... Oh, there's a healer around here probably. Shit. Fuck. God damn it.
Back off,
This could be interesting. Don't attack me. Don't attack me, please. At least, I like how War Chief is just kind of standing around. Not taking too much damage, which is nice. Shit. Okay, I only got to hit him for a little bit more. I think I got this. I think I got this. I think I got this. Oh, shit. Come on, buddy. Nope, 2 more hits. You're dead. You got nothing. You got nothing. 2 more hits and you're dead. 2 more hits and you're dead. Yeah, you're dead. Woo, that was a close one. Good lord. That could have taken a turn. Yeah, he stayed way back there for a long time. Normally he'll start walking up and you can attack him with the Conjurer and wear him down before you even have to use King Lane, but I guess I went ahead and did it. So, good for me. Pop out of King Lane. The curse is over. And now they're just going to be set, and you can do it again if you want to, which I don't want to. Here's the loot. Fiend, Slayer, Boots, and Striders, so I get a couple feats. Okay. Feat I don't really use too often as a transmog kind of stuff. So now I am in Medivh's kind of personal lair. A bunch of weird demon mobs around, aberrations I guess they're called. Don't know why. I think so explained. One more boss up at the top. And the weird thing is, if you're trying to look up the lore on this dude, nobody really knows what he's doing up here. He's just kind of hanging around. Prince Malchazar, I want to say. I think going the right way. Greater Flesh Beast. Not so great. Picture of dudes. Picture of ladies. Mushrooms. Oh, those are actually cushions. Big old bed. Like holy mackerel. Who needs a bed this big? Solid stone. Bunch of pillows. Like 2 shitty pillows. Like if you're gonna make anything about a bed big, give me a lot of pillows. That's what I care about. Rather than this seems a little ostentatious. A little ego boosting. But hey, I am not the greatest wizard the world has ever seen. Multiple... What the hell is this thing? The chair? Some kind of weird chair? Anyway, Medivh's bedroom. Fascinating stuff, I know. This part of the raid kind of feels like they ran out of ideas at some point and just had to finish it off. You go to Medivh's tower. I don't think there's any quests that lead in here. I could be really wrong about that, but it just kind of feels like they had to do something. Let's just get it over with, man. Gotta figure it out. I don't think there's a thing out here. I think I just gotta keep on going up. Another Flesh Beast. That's a great name for a person. Okay. Wait a minute. There's more room on the inside than on the outside. House of Leaves style, I guess. So nether space is something that I'm not really sure is ever truly explained as a concept. I could be really wrong. Maybe there's a bunch of stuff called the nether. I've always gotten it kind of the impression it's kind of outer space or the place between worlds or whatever. But I guess some people can draw on it for their energy sources. And it looks like Medivh tried to fucking do something with it because he sure made one hell of an expansion to his castle here. But it also looks pretty boring. So, here is Prince Malchazar. He is an Eridar, I believe. The Eridar are kind of the default bad guy demon people. They're pretty powerful. They're usually boss kind of characters. I don't know their backstory. I'm assuming they were corrupted by a titan or something, blah, 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 at some point. But yeah, the lore behind this guy is not really obvious. I kind of looked up some stories about him, but just kind of a dude. Hanging out. I'm just gonna walk back and forth in this dark room for eternity until some people come and see if I can beat them up. But yeah, just kind of patrols until you aggro him. I'm gonna try and lay down a threat thing and see if he has some phases. I believe he does. Oh, he runs quick. He's fast.
I shall be your undoing.
Let's see. Oh, nope. I got aggro. Shadowward Pain. That's a lot of damage at level 70. Probably had to decurse that pretty quick or demagic it. Forget the...
All realities, all dimensions are open to me.
Why do I hang out here then? I don't know. Whoa, that hurt. That's no fun. Healing a... Oh, he got me. Oh my god. That sucks. Wow. I was looking at the debuff, but that kind of hurt. That kind of hurt. There should be a warp back here. Back to the... I can't fly here, of course. There should be a warp back to the Shade of Iran room, so I shouldn't have too far of a walk to go. That hurt a lot. So I had all healing reduced by 100%. I don't think I could heal myself, it looks like. It looks like I would have to be healed by someone else when I have that debuff, so it might just be... I might try it one more time to see if I can get some Infernals to come down, but if I get that debuff again, I might just have to run. I'm not sure if that will work, but we'll see. I'm actually not sure where the warp is here. Is it just talk to this guy? Somebody point me to the direction of the warp, because I know there is one somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure where it is. I know there's a back door, too, I can get to. There. Okay. So, good thing I killed the Shade before I came in here. If I did not, that would have been a long walk back. I just gotta figure out where I'm going again. Don't use your statue on him and you won't get that debuff amigo. That makes sense. So a lot of these bosses will have logic based on who can get which attack cast on them, and a lot of them... like, there are a lot of bosses that only have attacks when nobody's in melee range. One of the bosses you'll see in Serpent Shrine Cavern has one of those. Some of them will have attacks that only can't hit the leader in threat, which is usually the tank. So a tank obviously can't be... Like, if he casts that on me as a tank, I would be dead instantly because he just has to do 1 damage. So there's a lot of logic to who the boss can attack at any given time. And I think when I have the totem down to taunt them, that counts as a second character, kind of, which is kind of handy in some cases, but it also means that some of those abilities that can't hit tanks will hit me. So it's one of those things where you have to be kind of cognizant of that. But we'll see if we can do this again. And maybe I'll just hit him once and not have the thing down. A lot of crap in here. Optional. I think that there's actually an option to do this again. Oh, I guess not anymore. Last couple times I've talked to them, they're just like, "Hey, do you want to do this again?" Like, no, I really don't. I don't think you get more gear, loot for it, so I'm not sure why that would be an option. But sadists all around. I guess I didn't go here before. There's a couple of different ways to get through here. Okay, just wraps around. Here's that huge bed again. Take a nap. I like my monk for one of these kind of old things. The kind of that rolling ability does make things... I can't do it every second or anything like that, but it does make it so you can get around a little quicker. Bunch of weird abilities for this guy. It's tough to do high-level play as a monk, but and I hear Legion's going to make it even more difficult, but I do enjoy the play style quite a bit. Bunch of stuns, a bunch of weird... I can throw beer at people, which is nice. That does a bunch of aggro without actually dealing any damage, which is nice. Detox. I wonder if that would work on that. Poison and disease. I doubt that's a poison or a disease. Burp, burp, burp. This weird warp thing that I don't really ever use. I'm sure if I was a high-level player, I would have to learn how to use it a little better, but it'll let you warp around, get out of AoE, but it only has like a 40-yard range, so it's a little tough to use effectively. It does last a long time, though. So you can't, like, drop it at the beginning of a cave and use it to warp out of the cave, unfortunately. I would love for that to happen, but pretty limited range on it. I didn't realize it matched your model. It's kind of cool. Okay. Let's try this again. I'm going to hit him once, and let's do this. Ah, run away so fast. Okay. I know he will summon Infernals at some point. Man, he's pretty fast for a boss. I know that at some point he will start summoning Infernals. I want to kind of see what other phases he has. Hopefully he doesn't auto-kill me again, but we'll see. Other famous Eridar. What's his face? He's one of the main bad guys, and I totally forget his name right now, but he's the Battle for Mount Hyjal boss. Okay, push me, which is fine. I think that's the ability he did before. So I guess he's Infernals here, just hanging around, making a spot on the ground where you can't go. Let's see what this does. I'm actually not taking any damage from this fire at all, as far as I can tell. Although maybe my combat log is not... Oh, here we go. Hellfire effect hit you. 28 damage. That's a Shadow Nova coming up.
You face not Malchezaar alone, but the legions I command.
Well, prove it, buddy. Give me something. I actually don't know how many phases there are here. I guess this guy might be a DPS person. Can't target him at all, so I guess they just kind of make big dead zones on the floor. I'll look up this guy and see what his ultimate ability is, if I actually should be waiting around here. Malchezaar? Jeez. Shadow Nova all phases, Thrash phase 2 and phase 3, so 60% health I gotta get him down to. Let's see if I can do that real quick and get him to move on to a different phase. Just a little bit more. There we go. Phase 2.
Time is the fire in which you'll burn.
Time is the fire in which you'll burn. That doesn't make any sense because you have no time traveling abilities. Or maybe he does, I don't know. A lot of time travel in WoW. A huge amount of time travel in WoW. Now it looks like I gotta get him down to... Phase 3 is 30% health. So you see, most of these bosses do have phases. I'm assuming he does a huge amount more damage, and this one looks like he's thrashing me. And he's sundering my armor, too. I don't debuff you see too often anymore. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get him down. Okay, there we go. I guess I can't attack these things. It looks like only him can be attacked, but he's got two little dudes here now helping him out. Kind of a Illidan-esque. Infernals will start spawning more frequently in this phase. It looks like the axes might have no damage or threat table, so they might actually just attack anybody, which is always a problem. The threat table is when you do enough damage or attack as a tank, you get a bunch of threat on the boss. I don't have that add-on open right now to show you what I'm talking about, but some monsters don't have any threat at all, and they'll just attack anybody, and if they attack a healer or somebody who shouldn't be being attacked, that can be really problematic because there's no way to taunt off them. But I haven't done this one before, so... Anyways, that's Prince Malchezaar. He has somehow moved into Medivh's tower for reasons no doubt nefarious, but not wholly explained either in the game or... Oh, that can't knock me off. I don't think it can. Either in the game or in the even on the wikis or anything like that. Anyways, he's dead. Oh, I forgot to take off my... equipment for that one, so it's doing more damage than I should have. Let's see what I got here. Helm of the Fallen Hero. That's a token. Gorehowl sounds like an axe. Yeah, cool. Gorehowl, I believe, is a pretty famous axe. Yeah, the axe of Grom Hellscreen has sown terror across hundreds of battlefields. Why is it here then? Why is that dude carrying around? Grom Hellscream. Oh, I don't remember all my orcs. I think he's the one who has the cool moment in Warcraft 3 where he throws the sword into the big bad guy and kills him, or throws an axe into the big demon dude and wipes him out. If I'm correct, I don't know. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong about that. They all have names like that. Grom Hellscream. It all kind of sounds similar. Anyways, that him. It's Garrosh's dad too. So Garrosh is the bad guy in Pandaria. He's taken over the Horde and is starting wars and shit. We'll see him in a bit when I get to the Pandaria raids. Anyways, that is Karazhan. Done. Completed. Over. We'll move on to Serpent Shrine Cavern. I'm going to warp out of here. And I'm going to go to Hellfire Peninsula and fly over. And I will probably pee. We'll see. I'm going to get through this for sure. I might try and do the keep later on. It depends on how much time I have. My lady's coming over a bit later. And I need to do laundry too. It's always the thing where you forget to do laundry until you are almost on the road to E3. So I'll try to get through the keep. The keep is actually pretty short. Only 4 bosses. Some fun fights too. But we'll get through Serpent Shrine Cavern first. And try to get over there. Where we go? Anywhere will work. So if you played Burning Crusade, you remember going through the big portal. That portal now leads to Draenor from Warlords, so you can't actually use it to get to Hellfire Peninsula anymore. Excuse me, burps. So now you just have to take this portal to Hellfire Peninsula because the old way does not work anymore. Server, I'm on Sinjin, I want to say? I don't actually remember. I don't know you showed him this thing. I believe I'm on Sinjin. Sounds about right. I'm going to fly over and I'm going to go pee real quick and I'll be right back. He's quicker. There we go. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to pee. Okay, this looks like it has busted me somehow. I'm not really sure. I can't get off. It's not going anywhere. So let me see. Maybe I'll just disconnect real quick and try to log back in. I was peeing. It was a lot of pee. I don't know what happened there. That's really weird. I've been having some weird connection issues lately with WoW. It's been knocking me out and stuff. But let's see. Let's see if I can log back in. See if that fixes the problem. Oh, okay. Now you want to work. Cool. Great. Awesome. 200 millisecond lag. So I do use a VPN just for general internet privacy and stuff, and it does sometimes bounce me off to the East Coast or whatever, and I forgot to turn it off. But I'm sure if I try to disconnect now, it would totally screw everything up. Oh yeah, there's a boss in this. Let me try to stop at the next one, and I can do Magtheridon real quick. I think he's the one at the bottom of Hellfire Citadel. Man, memories back in the day. Holy shit, Hellfire Peninsula. I haven't been back here in a while. When Burning Crusade launched, you popped in here, and immediately you started getting your ass kicked. Everything was, even the regular enemies were really tough. And also, you started off, and the green rewards you got from the first quest were like I think I tripled my DPS or something when I got my first sword or whatever. Fun times. And I remember doing the first Ramparts instance here with Dave Snyder back in the day. I think he was tanking at the time. I think I might have been a rogue or something. And that was really hard. They really bumped up the difficulty, but in a way that felt accessible. Like, I think Cataclysm was difficult in a way that I thought was a little oppressive, because as a tank I can be doing everything totally right, and then it really did start to become a thing where one DPS doing something stupid would wipe you in like almost every fight. It got really, really tough. Yeah, I'll kill a Fell Reaver if you've never seen one of those die before, and I'll see if I can get Magtheridon down real quick. This is not a PvP server. I did play originally on, I think, Ner'zhul, which was a PvP server, and World PvP was a thing in Hellfire Peninsula. They obviously wanted you to try to take over these things. You had to stand near a flag and be PvP active, and then stand near it for like 30 seconds to take them over. So there were a lot of fights, which was really fun. I never was super great at PvP. I've never really played much of the organized stuff. But I did enjoy ganking some fools back in the day. Not as a objective or anything like that, but if you see somebody low level running around, you take them out as you would. What mount is this? This is a blue Proto Drake. I think this is from I want to say Cataclysm. Or Wrath. I forget. It's from one of those things. Anyways, it's a blue Proto Drake. You can find it. It's a drop from a dungeon that you have to do it in a certain amount of time and kill a guy, and you get a raid. Utgard Pinnacle. Okay, Utgard Pinnacle. That sounds about right. So Magtheridon, if I recall correctly, has been kind of he's a big demon, big bad guy, and I believe he has been enslaved by Illidan, or are these Blood Elves? These look like Blood Elves. Nope, that works. Okay, so I think it's Illidan who has kind of enslaved him and is using him for his blood, I believe. He's like draining him of his blood. Or, I don't know. They need demon blood to make the orcs more powerful. That's basically the entire history of Warcraft since like Warcraft 3 or Warcraft 2. They drink demon blood and become bigger and badder. And Magtheridon has been kind of enslaved here to be the source of blood. Oh shit, I forgot to set everything to... I need to set my raid difficulty to 25, man. Magtheridon is another one of those bosses that I haven't really done a huge amount, so I'm not sure of all his phases or anything like that, but he's got these 5 little sorcerers keeping him locked in place, and you have to kind of kill them all. Look at neat little boxes that they're using to do something to him. Grabbing blood from him. That demon blood hits the spot. Hits the spot. So you just attack one of these guys, they all aggro you. He is still not targetable yet. These guys actually don't cast spells. That's kind of weird. I believe you have to take them down pretty quickly. I forget if they do anything. Oh, I aggro the rest of the... So you see what I mean? If you take... Oh, shit. Fierce. So much fun. So you know what I mean by sometimes you aggro something, you will aggro everything else around you that you haven't killed yet. So here comes Magtheridon. He is not happy. He's going to start hitting you. 2.2 million already. You see they have a little more damage. A little more health. A lot more health. This is a 25-man boss. Later on in WoW's history, they added 10 and 25-man, and now they have actually flexible ratings, so you can go in with any number between that. But back in the day, it was all 40 first off, obviously in Classic, but then in Burning Crusade, I think it was 25-man. Yeah, only. I don't think you could do any of them as 10 or 25. Oh, that's weird. It's a little earthquake thing. Can I move? Can I do anything? I guess we just gotta get out of those zones. Let the walls of this prison tremble and fall. Oh, geez, that's pretty cool. I don't know what that does, but... Blast Nova! Oh, shit. Cast it. Is this going to auto-kill me, or what? Or is it just going to do damage? Yeah, it's just doing damage. I'm assuming you had to run away at this point. Oh, well. You're dead. Nah, that's a lot of loot. It's a lot of loot. Oh, it's mostly tokens. Oh, shit. Tokens are just annoying at this point because none of the old school tokens, even if I wanted to use them, none of them are made for monks because monks were after this expansion came out. So I'm going to go drop off this dude's head because that's always fun to do. Nah, not going to worry about it. Apparently there are mind control players in this fight that you had to deal with. Somebody in chat is saying. Again, as somebody who mostly solos this stuff, I really don't see a lot of the secondary abilities for some of these bosses. They will just have, mind control is basically a good way to get, if you're mind controlled as a tank, you're going to get done, because you can't, at that point, you can't defend yourself. There's one fight in Sunwell Plateau where you can be mind controlled, and at that point, you're basically just, you can't do anything. You just have to kind of wait and die because you have nobody to heal you or clear the mind control or anything like that. It's always been one of the more frustrating abilities to deal with in the game. But if you're playing it by themselves, most of the mind control stuff is not implemented because it does make it not so fun when you can't control your character for long periods of time. Run the Flowers wants to know if I've ever been interested in vanilla servers. I think it'd be great if they offered that option. I would not play on them myself. I know a lot of people do want them though. I have a feeling that no matter what, if they did implement vanilla servers, where's the Fall Reaver? If they did, there's no way for them to not take away resources from the ongoing game, which is not something I would be super happy about. I want them to keep on making new expansions and new content. I don't want them spending support time or anything else on vanilla servers if it would take away anything from the development of the actual game. And Fell Reavers, everybody remembers the first time they wandered into one of these things and got stomped. This zone was a level 60 zone, and these guys are level 70 elites. They basically would wipe the town with you. Not really a world boss. It might count as one, I guess, but he's not a boss, shall we say. He just kind of wandered around Hellfire Peninsula killing people. Just killing them. You have the little warning of his sound and his rumble, too. He would shake the ground, but everybody got into a long fight at one point and turned around and like, hey, there's a Fell Reaver, I'm dead. Anyways, he is not going to be too hard for me to kill. Okay. Naga time. Here we go. I need to sell some shit too. I'll do that when I get to when I hit
Each day
Oradar.
is a blessing.
Orabor. Killinash says, Fel Reavers roaming around is intended to kill gold bots. That might have been true. I'm not sure. I don't see many gold bots anymore. I don't really see a lot of other people ever, to be honest with you, but gold bots are definitely something I haven't seen in a long time. Blizzard, it took them a long time to figure out gold spam and botting. I'm sure there's still bot programs out there that run that would have been good in a time when you actually needed gold or gold was rare, but now they just kind of throw so much gold at you that it doesn't really matter unless you're on the AH all the time. I believe there's some, I believe there is a vendor in Legion that has some stuff for sale for like 500 grand or a million gold or something like that. Some mounts and stuff, I guess intended to be a bit of a gold sink, but I never buy anything on the auction house, so I don't really have too much need for gold. It just kind of sits around. It's good to have, obviously, but I mean, it's really good for new characters. You just send them 1,000 gold so they can buy some bags if you ever make a new character, but beyond that, I don't really have much use for it, and I have a lot of it. Not nearly as much as I would if I actually cared about it, making it. There are a bunch of people who do try to reroll their followers to get them all the gold multiplying ability and just run the gold missions a lot, and you can get crazy amounts of gold from doing that with no effort at all, just clicking a few buttons. But as it is now, not too much need for it. I should probably check the auction house to see if there's anything really powerful on there. But generally, you get the best stuff from going around killing things. So, Corona's guys. My Corona. That's cool. It's cool looking. Corona is the half-orc, half-human character, I believe, played by Paula Patton in the movie. I forget who her parents are, but she's pretty important to lore. Yeah, so if the UI, this is a quick marker, really handy for marking stuff. Skull, X. I gotta close my quest log. I got a bunch of add-ons going on. Gatherer I still use for some reason. That adds all the things you've mined to the map, which I haven't really done anything here for a long time. Explore unit frames is these unit frames up here. There are a huge number of options for this stuff. Really, really powerful. I have them set up pretty simply. And then bartender for clearing out the art frames and everything like that, and just setting up a bunch of buttons. Even I have a bunch of, so I have G, V, F, T, R, F, C, X, Z, a bunch of buttons bound to other actions. And even then, I still have abilities that I would love to have quicker access to, but can't find them. I have auto run on mouse 1, and then I have my statue on mouse 2. And then mouse 3 click in for Touch of Death, which I should probably reassign to something else because I don't really use Touch of Death super often. Pretty handy when you can use it, but. Let me tweet out that we're still doing this real quick once I get down here. And I need to sell too. Shit. I think I need to. I don't know if I can mount in there, so I should probably sell up here. Yeah, I've seen those mice that are made for MMOs. I have like 9 buttons on the side. I've always found it to be a bit unwieldy. And this thing's really cool looking. I can't use it because it's plate, but it's not soulbound, so I can either sell it or send it to another character. Flickering shoulder pads with the wave crest. I need to see if something is 200 gold. Nope. Leggings. Nope. Asimov's drape. Capes are always really weird. They're not. I want to see something more outlandish than what they usually offer, but they seem to sell okay. That's a wimpy looking axe, but sells for 500 gold. Interesting. Okay, here we go. I need to sell off some of this stuff. Anything in red I can't use. I don't really use shoes very often. So I'm going to go and sell that stuff. Man, that's an ugly looking helm. Ugh. Poopy. Next don't show up at all, so they're not really worth doing. Gorehowl. Looks cool, but I can't use it. Sorry, buddy. Ale. Talismans. Leather. Hands. I'll use hand. Transmog, I mostly only do chestplate, head, shoulders, and weapons. Beyond that, I don't really... I'm not getting item sets or anything like that. I bought the one for my paladin because I already had... because I already had all the dark iron shit I needed to get it. Just kind of did it as a look. I should probably go back though. It doesn't. I'm not really. I don't want to be a Stormwind guard for the rest of my life. I'll transmog this. Cool. Eh. I need something that pops. I want flashy. I want them burning stuff on my clothes. I don't know why I keep that around. I think I need to throw that in my transmog. Some of the stuff I just need to throw in my transmog bank. Okay. Alright. Let me get rid of some of these tokens and we'll head in. Don't need a 20 slot bag for anything anymore. That's cool looking. I can use this. That's from Mogashan Vaults, I believe. Somebody wants to know if I'll continue this into Wrath of the Lich King. I totally plan to. The Burning Crusade has more raids than anything else does at this point. So it's going to take me a couple streams to get to this, but I'll definitely do raid. I plan to do them all up until Legion. Hopefully I can get through. Pandaria, I should be able to 3-man almost anything. I could probably 2-man them all, but we were trying some last night. And it was pretty hairy with 2 people. It was a DPS and a tank. I'm sure the healer and a tank, it wouldn't be a problem at all. But 3 people, I think, seems like the best for doing 10-mans in that. You play this solo a lot, but would you play it if it were the same content but offline? I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. There is the interconnectedness of, you know, the ability to pop into dungeons and stuff like that, which aren't doable. Am I going the wrong way? I think I am. Nope, I'm going the right way. Just can't see. Or am I? Where the fuck am I going? Did I take a wrong turn? Actually, my mount's so big, tough to... I didn't think I could mount down here. I thought it went away. Oh, now it does. Okay. Okay, let me tweet out again that we're doing this so people can join us if they like. Or they can not if they don't. We'll figure it out. Again, feel free to ask me questions in the chat. Send it to me at Rory if you can. That makes it a lot easier for me to see them rather than another human running around. Always nice to buff people when you see them. That's one thing I kind of miss of the old school, having a lot of people around. You always were buffing each other and trying to, you know, be friendly or kill them. I believe this is the raid interest here. All right, let me tweet out this link again real quick and I'll be right back. Retweet. Ow! Oh, my ears. Ah! A few questions propped up here. Thank you for sending these in. It gives me something to talk about. Do you ever get into the SW Tour Knights of the Fallen Empire DLC? I bought that and I subscribed to that game for about a month, and I tried really hard to get into it. And I hear amazing things about um, the expansion that they made, the most recent one, but I didn't get very far. Something about it is just weird for me to play because when I play MMOs, I usually play with a excuse me, burps. I usually play with a TV on the other monitor. I don't know how people can play these games. Excuse me, burps. With only a single monitor, I need to have something. Oh my god, that was a. I just apologies. He says he takes another swig of beer. That's nice looking. Hello, I'll be your elevator today. I need to watch them with other thing to entertain me on the other side, and with Knights of the Fallen Empire, they have so many cutscenes, fully voiced cutscenes, that it's difficult to go, back and forth. I need to pause my Netflix and come back to it. So that sounds like such a first world problem, I know. But having never been one, I usually will turn on subtitles for stuff and skip through it, which you can do in Knights, if I recall correctly. But it seemed really cool. But going from, and the good thing about Knights of the Old Republic is that the classes are so close to the war classes, or the Warcraft classes, that you can pretty easily port over your skill set. I did, I think, a Jedi tank class, and it was pretty close to being a paladin or a warrior in WoW. So that wasn't too bad. I should probably jump back into it. It seemed really cool, but there was crafting I couldn't figure out how to make that work, and some other problems that I think I had with it. But it seems really neat. I'm glad people like that game. I'm glad the free-to-play stuff seems like it worked out for them to the point where I believe still have 1 million subscribers or more. So here we are, Serpent Shrine Cavern, a big place, a bunch of bosses in here, and we're gonna kill them all. Let God sort them out. You can see this is the main cavern here. Lady Vash is back here. A few of the other bosses, and then there's 2 bosses here. So Lady Vash is a Naga. The Naga have, I believe, sided themselves with Illidan in this whole Burning Crusade thing. Illidan isn't. I totally forget why Illidan's doing what he's doing. I think he wants a demon power. I don't know. I totally forget. But anyways, he's the one of the end bosses of this raid of the Black Temple. We'll get to him eventually. Get his swords, maybe. Anyway, Lady Vash, one of the Undersea Naga people, and she has, I believe, aligned herself with Illidan. The other guy we might see later on, Kael'thas Sunstrider, has not aligned himself with Illidan. Oh, Illidan's just crazy. Yeah, that's what it was. He's just crazy. I'm pretty sure that's basically the story there. He's just crazy. I'm gonna go kill him. Yeah, Gul'dan's skull or something. He wants to find the skull. He wants power, ultimate power. Basically, Palpatine style. Okay. Think the classic MMORPG like WoW will ever make a resurgence? Ask Darkbeat DK. I think they tried that with the one that came out last year. The what was it? Sci-fi themed, bunch of AOE stuff on the ground. Wildstar? I want to say Wildstar. That was supposed to be kind of the hardcore MMO for people who liked old school WoW. Unfortunately, had a lot of technical problems, if I recall correctly, at the outset. And the first attunement fucking chain, like, holy shit, you had to do. I forget. I looked at a graph of what you had to do to get in the first raid, and it was crazy. There were like 12 steps. Nobody. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I want to make a bold declarative statement. I don't think anybody really ever liked doing attunements in this stuff. The attunements in Burning Crusade were kind of ridiculous too. So before you could even get into a raid, you would have to go through a bunch of dungeons, find a key, and go to another dungeon and dip it in lava and turn it into gold. And it got really just kind of a. I mean, they've removed almost all those. I don't think anything has attunements anymore. But that was not fun. I get that you want people to have a certain amount of skill to get through all the pre-steps before trying the raid, and making sure they have the ability to get through that is a good way to lock them out. But it seems much easier to just go ahead and let them go in. And if they can't make it, they can't make it. Okay, here we are. This is the first boss, Hydros the Unstable. He has been kind of enslaved by the Naga, I believe is the story here. He's kind of locked in place here, and what you have to do is kind of what you would have to do. I think he's making these guys in a poison or something like that. These guys never stop coming until you aggro him. They just kind of wander off and I guess disappear. They probably despawn at some point. But anyway, he's there. It looks like he's being used to make an army of elementals here. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Okay. Let's see here. So, I mean, if I just throw down a thing here, these guys will just keep on spawning and attacking it. Hydros is just like, what do I do now? What is your purpose? Wildstar I did play for about a month, but I found I had bad lag problems with that game, and all of the movement and avoiding attacks were so focused on being precise with your timing that I found it really difficult to play. And also the leveling was just slow as hell. It took a long time to get anywhere. Alright, Hydros. So back in the day, you had to kind of skirt him back and forth across this little platform. When he moves over one way, I believe they're corresponding debuffs and buffs that you get to your raid or raid members when you move over him, but he can't stay on one side for too long, so you have to kind of move him back and forth. Every time you move him, though, he will spawn another 4 adds, so he will bring a bunch of friends to the party, and you have to make sure that he doesn't have too many friends. So you have to drag him back and forth and kill the ads, and then make sure he doesn't become too unstable. Apologies, that's all kind of from distant memories, so hopefully I'm correct on all that. So I'm going to attack him over here. Oh, I think it's a girl. I didn't know that. It's a lady elemental. I'm going to bring him over here for a bit, see what stacks up. Okay, there we go. That's the spawns that he's going to spawn in. They all hate me quite a bit. I forgot. Oh, I need to make sure I set this to 25 man. Hopefully I did. I think if I stay here, I'm not sure if he'll spawn more. And I forget. Mark of Corruption, nature damage taken being increased by 10%. I'm not sure if that stacks or not. Let's see what these guys do. They don't have any kind of... Anyways, let's walk across and see what it does. So as soon as I get over here, he kind of changes from frost to poison, I believe. This is the water side, the frost side. So now we have 4 more adds. This might be reliant on like how much damage I'm doing him to. I'm not sure if he actually has phases or anything like that, but anyways, gotta move him. And these guys are still attacking my totem back there, which is nice. I could probably summon a totem over here to get him off me, but more ads. Oh no, I'm down 2% on my total health. Oh well. Boom, shakalaka. Let's see here. Got a pattern, got a bright helm of justice. That's obviously a paladin thing. Oh, that's totemic paladin. Ranger General's chest guard, living root of the wild heart. Somebody asked if there's a box office winners league for Warcraft. I haven't had time to set it up this week with E3 in the offing, and it's a little late to do it now because I think the previews are going to start showing up tonight. I think that movie's going to do really poorly. I've always thought that it was going to do really poorly here in America, at least. I don't root for that to happen. I don't never want to. Excuse me. I don't root. I like Duncan Jones a lot. I love Source Code, but I think that movie is just, it looks kind of bland, and I don't know. I hope it makes a lot of money. I don't know, but I don't think it will, and the reviews don't seem to paint it in the best of lights. And I feel bad for Duncan Jones more than anybody else, because when you work on something for 3 years, apparently is what he said he's been working on it for. I mean, the last movie he made was in 2011. Before this, your dad dies in the middle of it. A lot of tough shit going on, but I don't know. I always want movies to be good. I'll watch it when it comes out on Blu-ray. Uh-oh. Well, okay. I guess I didn't. Oh man, those guys. So when you recast your Black Ox statue, anybody who is attacking it way back here will also come along for the ride because you have aggro them. Yeah, I know it's doing great overseas. I've seen like Russia, China, People love that Warcraft movie. So hey, I don't know. I don't know. I think, and it sounds weird to say it, but I think the anonymity of the actors is kind of an issue for me. Like, I don't know anybody in that movie. I know Paula Patton barely. I know Ben Foster, but he's not exactly huge movie stars, so I think that might be a bit of a problem for him. Not that I'm sure they're all fine actors and everything like that, but at some point you need a name on the poster to bring people in, and I don't think it should be whoever the king is. I'm not really good at WoW lore before Warcraft. I played all the old Warcrafts, but I don't remember much of them. And I guess it's going back to that time, so. Oh, did I skip something? I did. Shit, I gotta get down here for. Oh, I forget how we get down here. There should be a little path. I'll just jump for it. Oh, shit, no, I can't. So, Watcher Beneath, I believe, is this guy. I don't think these actually pop up anything anymore. But this guy is a fun boss. Not a... I don't believe he's optional. He might be optional. I'm not really sure. But you kind of see there's a little thingamabob here. What could this be? But nothing happens when you get close. Dan Tycoon wants to know, is it even worth it for you to be picking up the stuff people drop down here? Everything can be sold for gold, and gold's always good. And some of the stuff has unique models that I can transmogrify, which is kind of why I pick everything up. Not really super necessary to do, but it is fun. So this boss can only be fished. You have to fish him up. I don't think I have that ability bound. Here we go. Fishing, the funnest of the activity. Somebody asked before what side activities I really like in this game. They added stuff like archaeology and pet battling and stuff like that. I haven't gotten too much into any of this stuff. I haven't done the pet battling at all. It just seems like it's a long time to take. Pet battling was actually really funny because if you I forgot to actually pull the bait. Pet battling will actually let you get to max level without ever leaving a capital zone early on, because you could just do the pet battles over and over again and get huge amounts of XP. I think they've nerfed that a little bit, but raw greater. Hey, here you go, buddy. The lurker below. Okay, so this is one of those guys who has. Let me get backed up into something here because he does push people back. This is one of those people that I was talking about who has. If there's nobody in melee range, I believe he has some pretty powerful abilities, which is why you have to have. Go, god damn! Oh, I'm actually attacking him. That's not good. I kind of wanted to do some of his stuff rather than killing him in 2 hits. So he's gonna cast me, and you really do have to be careful about when he casts his pushbacks, because one of them will send you just fucking flying. I think he'll probably do it at some point. Takes a deep breath. Here's this. Yep, this sends you back like 60 yards. So if you're over here in the middle of this, he will whip you way over there to hell and back, and you have to kind of swim back, which is really slow. I don't know if the oh shit. Well, there you see it again. So obviously, if people get whipped way far away, you lose a lot of DPS and healing, and even these little tiny ones are annoying. Let's see if I can take him down a little bit more. Let's see if he has another phase. Wow, poopy. I bet you just have to keep on moving. These things don't look like they're. What are you doing, buddy? Hey. Okay, it's water bolts. It looks like he's casting bombs under me, but it looks like this is a graphical thing. Or maybe he is. Maybe he's doing both. I think I got him. Okay, he's dead. And ads come in, I guess. Oh, there we go. That's great. That's not. Oh, this is the phase. Okay, shit. I thought I killed him, but I didn't. Have fun of that. Oh, I can't. Any chance of a good long World of Warcraft feature when Legion launches? I don't know. I mean, I haven't been playing the beta at all. I don't. Obviously, nobody else on staff here is playing WoW anymore. I might try and stream a bit of it, but honestly, Warcraft is like leveling and just running around is kind of boring to watch, I think. So I don't know. I'll probably stream some of it if I can, if people are interested. But at some point, it's just kind of killing 10 rats beyond a certain point. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really curious about it. I have not played it at all. Like I said, I haven't really seen much about it. I've been looking into some of the artifact weapons. Somebody was asking about artifact weapons too earlier. How you can have one weapon for the entirety of the expansion. That could be really neat. It looks like it's going to take a long time to level them all the way up. It's some kind of like. Did I not go the right way? I don't know where I am. I gotta find a ledge up here. That's kind of weird and concerning. Like you only using one weapon, usually like to upgrade equipment more often than that. But I'm assuming they're gonna have. I think you find items that plug into them and stuff like that, and you're getting a lot of levels for them as you go. Ah, beer. Little dater can never hurt anybody. Okay, here we are back up here. So we killed the lurker beneath. He is dead. We're moving on to the third boss. You have to kind of go through this little cavern over here with a bunch of weird additional bosses to unlock Lady Vashj. She is, I think you have to unlock her. There's a big gate over here that prevents you from getting over the bridge. I think it only goes away when everybody else is dead. Anyway, we're going to kill him either way, so. Any other MMOs on the horizon that you're excited about? Not really. It's weird. Like, there was a point in time in, like, 2008 where there was an MMO coming out, like, every month. But I think people are realizing that they can spend $100 grand making a mobile game, and they can make as much money as they would spending $200 million on an MMO or something like that. The sheer amount of effort that goes into making a really top-class MMO is pretty impressive. Like when WoW came out, the amount of land space that was included in it was just staggering. Like, holy shit, this is a big game. And they've added a lot to it too, but I mean, it just takes a lot of effort to make this stuff work. And if everybody always, there was the era where everything was a WoW killer, right? Had to make 2 million subscribers to be thought of as successful. And KOTOR struggled with that for a long time. Like they did not have huge subscription numbers when it came out, if I recall correctly. And obviously when you spend whatever $300 million to make a game, you have to do pretty well in order to be seen as successful. And I think it's probably profitable now. I assume 5 years later, however long it's been. But it's definitely kind of a cautionary tale. I mean, I think KOTOR is still considered to be the most expensive game ever made. I don't know what the budgets are. It's pretty rare for that kind of stuff to be released. I know GTA 5 is up there. Some of the Final Fantasies get pretty crazy. And I'm sure WoW was really expensive to make too. But you really have to pull in a bunch of numbers, or you have to sell a bunch of microtransactions in order to get that stuff to work. So I think people are a little less ambitious than they used to be. Okay. Morrigram Tidewalker, one of those undersea giants you see walking around everywhere. A bunch of these down at Stranglethorn Vale, just chilling out, walking under the tides. He has some spawning abilities. He will spawn some ads that blow up on you. He will also warp people into these towers and send them to watery graves. I think he has some other. I think he will summon also some Murlocs as well, somewhere along the way. I'm gonna try and clear some of these guys out before I aggro him. Oh, see, there you go. A purple. Lion's Wind picked up. Fuck you. Can't sell it. Not that trinkets are gonna do anything right now. Your opinions about the MMO that eventually turned into Overwatch? Heard anything about it? I remember Titan was the code name for a long time. They were really playing that shit close to the vest, though. I don't think anything ever leaked out about it. Wow, more purples. Purples all over the place. It's a gem, though. Doesn't really count. Gem recipe. But yeah, they never really revealed anything about Titan until they said it was kind of shut down. And then they said Overwatch is going to come along for it. Okay. Here's this guy. He's going to die. I'm just going to run up and tap him. Hey, buddy, how you doing? So this is one of those things where if I'm the only one in here, I think I'm going to be targeted by Watery Grave at some point. We'll see in a bit. Staggered. Not really doing much damage to me. I forget if he has phases that need to be brought down. I put together a whole cheat sheet for all this stuff. So here it is. Watery Grave. Did that hit me? Oh, if I probably have to put down one of these things to actually make enough people on the aggro table to enable me to be sent to a water grave. I'm not sure. So Earthquake, this does a lot of raid-wide AoE damage. Murlocs will spawn, and the problem is when, obviously it's not doing much damage to me, but the problem with Earthquake, raid-wide damage, and then you have ads coming in. Healers will pick up aggro if they heal. As you see, they ran all over my statue, so it's one of those things where you can't be doing huge heals when the Earthquake hits as these Tidewalkers are coming in, because the healers will pick up the aggro, so you have to be kind of careful about managing that kind of stuff. Obviously, not a big deal now, because they can't do any damage to me at all whatsoever. Tidal Wave, big AoE, front conal attack, I believe. Let's see if there's another phase to it. I'm not sure that there is. I think that's it. I think it's... Oh, Watery Globules. Here we go, yeah. He will summon 4 of these little things that will run up and blow up when people, when they get to people, but obviously they move pretty slow. But if they hit you, I think they do a lot of damage, but let's go see. Hopefully it's not like, oh, well. Still had auto attack on. Boots, pendants, don't care. Give me some swords, buddy. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, next up is the Naga, I believe a Naga boss, which has some interesting stuff going on in it. Again, it's not gonna even have a chance to kill me, but fight sounded like it would be pretty interesting back in the day. Just a reminder to check your raid settings. I don't think I actually can check them inside the dungeon. Hopefully this is set to 25, man, because that would be have a little more health, but it's really hard to tell for these old fights because they're not going to have a huge amount of health anyways. I'm already here. I'll leave it as is. I'll check it afterwards, but I think I'm on 25, man. I'm having a nice crispy Bud Light. Somebody asked what I'm drinking. It's actually really weird. The born on date is like from August 2016, so I think they misprinted that or something, or maybe I'm drinking like Bud Light Fetus or something like that. Unborn Bud Light. People, I do not drink fancy beer like some people do. I do not like hops or IPAs or anything like that. I like filthy lagers, preferably very cold. Alright, so the trash has been cleared out. Oh yeah, Wu-Tang Financial says there's only 25-man settings, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think these old raids even had heroic mode, so I think there's only one way for them to go. Okay, here we go. Phantom Lord Karathres has 3 ads here. There's a Shaman. There's a... I don't know what the other guys do. I forget. Anyway, Karathres is really interesting because he has 3 ads. They have to be kind of separated out because they will, I believe, cast buffs on him if they're too close. But also, if he goes to 75% health while these guys are still alive, he will get a boost that I think triples his damage output or something like that. So you have to kill the ads first, far away from him, I believe. But they also have to be, every time one of them dies, he gets a buff. So you have to kind of kill them, say, I don't think you have to kill them all at the same time, but you have to tank him off to the side with a healer and a tank, and try not to do damage to him, the actual boss, until these other 3 dudes are dead. And then you have to come back and have everybody DPS him down, if I recall correctly. I don't have to worry about that at all because I am basically a god to these people. But that is the way it worked back in the day. So I'm just going to go ahead and spawn us in. I don't think there's really a lot of phases to worry about. The phases are kind of taken care of with these people. Killing these guys would basically make a new phase for Karathres. I can kill all of them at one go if I want to. I'm just going to kill you. How about that? So I killed her. He gets a buff of Power of Charybdis, additional ability granted. I'm flying. I can fly! The one thing that I can't... Well, it's actually not... Man, it's going to hurt a little bit. Why am I flying? Don't do that. So now he has a bit additional abilities. I don't think the other 2 guys do, but they definitely are stunning me, which is always fun. The one thing to always keep in mind when you are higher level, you can still die from falling damage. Monks monks or pandas take reduced falling damage, but it still can be pretty scary. What does this guy have? The Beast Within. And he gets another ability, Power of Sharkus. Ow. I'm just gonna knock him down at 75%. So you see, now he gets Blessing of the Tides. Attack done increased by 65%. Time between attacks reduced by 65%. So he is basically already enraged, kind of, without even having him go over the timer for this fight. So you basically don't want to do that. But I'm gonna go and take this guy out too. So now he has all the buffs. So he is should be basically unkillable at this point if I was actually level 70. But I'm not. So bye. Bye. How you doing? And now this guy pops out, and he is part of the quest line for Akama, who is in the Black Temple. I want to say he's really powerful there. Akama is one of these diminished Drain Eye. I forget, the Broken, I want to say, or something like that. Akama is one of Illidan's right-hand flunkies. But Akama has plans to betray Illidan. Seer Olam knows this, but he was captured, and it was only a matter of time before he spoke. He betrayed the conspiracy or whatever. So you have rescued him for that. I think he dies later on, no matter what. Spoilers. Akama's kind of a fun character. He helps you out a bunch in Black Temple, walks around with you, kills a bunch of bosses. I think you have to fight a shade of him too. He's an interesting dude. Okay, one more boss before Lady Vash, which actually takes a little bit of time, no matter what I do. She's on phased timers and everything like that. Oh man, I am overweeningly powerful for this. Here, he is Leotheras the Blind. So, okay, some trash here. Leotheras is a demon hunter that I believe was sent to... say he was sent by Arthas to help out Lady Vash. I don't know how you pronounce it. He was one of 5 demon hunters, and I think they tried to drink demon blood or something like that, and 3 of them died. I think Leotheras went crazy, and that's why he's being bound. I think they're trying to keep him from killing everybody else in here. But I'm going to set him free and kill him myself, because that's what I do. Leotheras has transformation abilities. Man, I'm probably... yeah, I need to start picking up shit. He can transform from a demon hunter to a demon, I believe. I will give him some time to prove that. So he is free now. And there he is. He attacks very quickly. I'm going to let his timer go down because he should be able to, I think, switch back into a demon at some point. Yeah! Sounds like a tennis player. Ooh. Oh, this is one that has no aggro table. I believe it would attack somebody at random, and he had to fucking run away because it did a lot of damage back in the time. But he's really fast. Blink. Do something else. Whirlwind. Man, it does a lot of damage. 4,500 physical damage inflicted every 3 seconds. And it's still ticking down. That is a lot of damage for level 70. I bet that was fun to heal through. Not everybody has like blink abilities or a way to get away from that kind of stuff. So I'm sure that caused a lot of problems back in the day. Here he goes again. Whirlwind. Ow. Hurt so much. There we go. I'm not an elf. I'm not an elf. They didn't have pandas back in the day, so whatever scripting they're using for this dialogue probably just defaults to elf or something like that. If it doesn't know what that shouldn't matter. It should just be like a string for class name here. It should say maybe he doesn't. He obviously voiced it, so he had a voice recording for it. So maybe they don't have a audio for him saying panda. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that's weird. I'm really curious about how that got to be elf. And I'm told that this is normally a warlock tank. So warlock tanks were a thing back in Burning Crusade for a bit when everybody had resists. And oh my god, he's actually doing a lot of damage. Holy shit. Whoa. Alright. Oh shit. You really did a lot of damage. You might die here still. Fuck, that was close. Holy shit. Wow, you got me way down. Oh, God, he's still alive. What are you doing, buddy? Come on, this is not fair. This guy's got a lot of phases. I totally forgot about all this stuff. What was he doing to me? Oh, it's, holy, fire damage taken increased by 33,000. That is a lot of damage. I guess that's why you need a warlock tank. You need to have somebody with a lot of fire resist gear. Probably had to taunt off, too, and everything like that. Whew. That was closer than it should have been. So there's still stuff that can kill you, even 30 levels of buff. It's stacks like this. When anything has a huge stacking ability, that always winds up being, especially multiplicative stacks. Anything that does huge damage like this, it's normally more dangerous if stuff does percentage of your health. Like falling damage, I was saying before, is straight percentage of your health. So the fall will always hurt you the same portion of your health bar, but if you're high level, it's a lot more. A lot more damage. So yeah, it's a long-lasting buff. I'm going the right way? Yeah, I think I am. The reason Leo is being banished because he couldn't control his inner demon. When he changes phases, that's his inner demon escaping. That does make sense. He wasn't talking to me. He was talking to his elf person. Blood elf person. Alright, one more boss left. I should probably just start trashing some stuff. Hopefully there's a vendor somewhere around that I can throw shit to. Lady Vashon dropped too much stuff. Okay. Here we go. And the long walk back to Lady Vash. I need to get rocket boots or something. The bridge animation is very good. That's very true. One of the cooler moments of the Soul raid. I just forget if I have the right glyphs on. I don't think I actually use this one ever. Breath of Fire is definitely fantastic. Holy shit. Mandatory. Breath of Fire is my cone attack that goes in front of me. This thing here. Nope, that thing. This thing here does a lot of damage to anything within that range, but when you add that glyph, it actually dizzies them too, which means they wander around until they take a little damage, in which case they come back onto you. But just the act of dizzying them will cancel all spell casting on anything it hits, except for bosses, obviously. But I cannot imagine playing Brewmaster without that spell. Just the ability to stun everything. I mean, it does only matter in dungeons a huge amount because you're going to be doing such AoE damage that you get unstunned right away. But the ability to interrupt spellcasting is really, really powerful. A lot of dudes here. Maybe I'll see if I can pull them all when I pop the bridge. I don't know if that's how it works, but we'll see. I don't have room for anyone's loot anyways. So as a level 100 versus going up a level 70s, their aggro range is really, really reduced. They can't really see me at all. Did I go too far? I went... Wait, where am I? Yeah, I did go too far. The damage is too low to justify the cheese. I mean, I mostly play dungeons, not raids, but the damage seems to be pretty appreciable. Here we go. Oh, fuck you guys. Here comes the bridge. If it's definitely worth it if you can do it on like 5 or 6 people at a time, which is what I try to do at all times. I don't know. It's theory craft at some point. Cool bridge animation. Well done. Ow, my ears. Lady Vash is talking now.
The time has come at last for us to retake our rightful place in the world.
All kinds of text messages for what? Okay. So Vash is kind of the queen of the Nagas. I think there's another big Naga lady. She's got a pretty cool model. And it's a pretty cool fight. I never did it back in the day, but it seems like it'd be really challenging. I've definitely, when I'm reading the strategy guides online and stuff, sounds like people had some big problems with this fight. There's a DPS phase, a shielded phase, and you have to knock down the shield, and then you have to do more TPS before she dies. And she can also buff herself quite a bit, which you'll see in a bit. Oh, hey. What? Oh, I did pull them all. Okay. They just kind of warped in, though. They didn't even come from the bridge. How you guys doing? Where'd they come from? Did they just, like, warp over here? I think they did. Anyways, here we go. Lady Vash. Attacks with arrows. Hey. I'm right here. Does look cool, though. Static charge, surrounding allies. So a lot of these bosses will have this kind of stuff where they do damage everybody near you. So you kind of have to stack up with people to get AoE heals and then run away as soon as you get one of these bomb type abilities. There are a bunch of these in raid fights. Just have to run away, hope somebody heals you, and then eventually the thing will be debuffed. I don't think this actually has a magic type attached to it, so this might not be able to be debuffed. Probably not. Okay, well, I'm gonna knock her down a little bit. Now she's gonna go into her shielded phase, which is fun. She's immune to all attacks. She will start I guess she's still attacking my dude. But now the fun part here is that you have to take out the shield with these little shield generators, which require tainted cores, which can only be picked up from... Oh man, I hope enough. This is where my backspace might be a little bit of an issue. I think I have to pick... Oh, this is going to be fun. Enchanted elementals will spawn. Not super huge damage or health, but when they get to Lady Vash... Let's go ahead and take a look here. I don't think I'm really in danger of dying here, but this could get tricky if I let this go too long. Whenever they get to her, she surges. Damage dealt increased by 30%. This is one of those things where could get a little tricky if I let her stay up too long. I can't damage her at all, so I don't know what I'm worried about. These guys have no aggro table. They just go straight for her, no matter what. Oh, fuck. And there's these two. These dudes will... Coil Fang Striders actually do have a lot of health. And would do some serious problems if you let them up. I believe you had to kind of kite them and AoE them down. So what I'm looking for here is a tainted elemental, but I don't know if one's spawned yet. The problem is they kind of sit way back down at the bottom of these steps, and you have to go over and kill them, pick up this thing, and they despawn after a certain amount of time. Don't despawn. You have to find them fucking down here. I don't know if they actually move differently, but find them, kill them, tainted core. And originally, that thing would stun you. You couldn't move when you got a tainted core. So you had to set up a chain. You had to throw the tainted core between, like have a kind of a water chain, like, you know, fire, taking tubs of water to a fire. So you had to throw it between people originally to get that tainted core up to these little modules, and you have to knock it down 4 times in order to get... Man, she's big too. Holy shit, look how big she is. Jeez, she's immune to damage. So you had to have basically a bunch of people killing elementals, a few people looking for the tainted elementals, then you had to have a chain of people getting those cores up to these little modules, and you had to worry about her damage too at the whole time. And there are other ads that she's spawning in as well. There was one. So you basically have to have a lot of coordination for 25 people. This is the kind of stuff that I always found kind of insane. Like, I get that people can do this, but finding 25 people who are able to coordinate themselves this well was a challenge, I'm sure. So I got 2 of these down, and I can't make those I cannot make those tainted elementals spawn any faster, so there's just a certain amount of time you have to be doing this in. But you get kind of, I can't get this done any quicker than I'm doing it right now, as far as I can tell. So it's fun. Man, she's big. I think I don't know if this maxes out at 30. It does not. I think her size maxes out, but she is still getting more powerful. She's not really doing a huge amount of damage to me yet, and it looks like probably won't be able to at this point. But oh man, she's big. Where you at, buddy? I gotta look for those the tainted elementals are the ones who throw those little poison bombs up in the air to get you. Well, I guess they're just attacks, but they also let you know where they are. You just kind of have to be on the lookout for them. There we go. Take out some of these peoples. So this is the last dead one, and then I'm going to try and get. I guess I just have to wait for another one to spawn. Immune. What does that mean? Okay, there she goes. I'm holding at 85%. It's really weird that I'm not. I don't know why it's. I can always heal myself. How about that? So I have one more guy to kill. And obviously, if you were playing this back in the 25-man day, this stacking thing is pretty crazy at this point. I don't know when people wiped what stack level made it impossible, but there's too many elementals to really take care of, as far as I can tell. I'm sure a few got through, but I mean, even 10% more damage for a raid boss is pretty crazy. That's a big boost to them, and once they get to double damage, I'm sure it's just unhandleable, I assume. But I'm not sure. I never played this back in the day. Where are you, buddy? There you are. Lucky you spawned close to the one I actually have to do. So he's dead. Last tainted core running up here. She's huge still. No way. So now we're going to go back into basically the same phase as before, the earlier damage phase. These guys are now, I think, still trying to get to her. I think they stopped spawning, but... Or maybe they still spawn? I thought they would quit spawning, but I gotta make sure I don't attack them too much. So now there are a bunch of these dudes still around. A bunch of these guys are like basically DPS people. Ow, feared. And now she'll also start spawning spore bats, which kind of have to be tanked and kited around to prevent them from doing huge amounts of damage to people. I don't see one yet, but I know that will happen at some point. I mean, told from Ildon, who's been pretty knowledgeable in the chat. Thank you, Ildon, for helping me out with some stuff I don't know. So if I got any stacks at all, basically a wipe, which sounds about right. She's actually hurt me now pretty well. Spores. I got spores on me. She's not really even attacking me. I think she's attacking my thing, but I'm getting one of those secondary kind of low aggro table stuff, a bunch of debuffs and everything like that. I don't see any spore wings yet, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh, now, yeah, there definitely is poison on the ground, too. So, that's fun. She just looks kind of funny. That's a huge arrow. Like, anybody would be able to survive a shot from that. Oh, there's spore wings up there. Spore bats, I should say. Those guys are really fun in the zone this is in, because they actually have really powerful buffs in the outside world. Audio is cutting out a lot. I'm sorry, I might just be putting... Alright, that's Lady Vash. Lord Illidan, I am sorry. That's probably filled me up entirely. What did I get? Doesn't look like anything good. I got a token I can't use, a Prism of Inner Calm, and a Guardian Breastplate. Helm of the Vanquished Hero. So that was Lady Vash. Illidan's second person, but Illidan never really trusts anybody, so it doesn't really matter. I have a feeling they would have broken up at some point. Do I warp or walk out of here? I think it's going to be easy to warp. Even though I have to do some flying to get back here and get to... I'll try to do the eye real quick. I'll try to do the eye. I'm going to save the other solo dungeon for next time, but I will try to do the eye. I've been streaming for 3 hours. Yeah, we'll do the eye, and then we'll call it a day. I got a pet. I didn't see a pet. Dripping Strider egg. Binds when picked up. So, I already have a Coal Fang Stalker. I can't sell it, but I think I already have one. But maybe they're good. The pet battle stuff, I never could figure out which pets I wanted to actually use or which ones I did not. It just was a little complicated for me to figure out. So I've never really done it too much. All the greens. Tokens go bye-bye. Should sell as much stuff as possible. I'm not going to turn it back there on its head. Leather, I can be learned. Plate, I can't use. Black sack of gems. Crystals, I can't use. Nether vortexes. I have to sell it all. 14 gold. Nope. I talked about Kata earlier. I don't mind CCing at all. That's a cool mount. Which one is this? Coalfist Gronling. I think I actually have one of those. Not sure if I do or not. I don't know if I used it. I think a friend of mine sent one to me, but I haven't actually cashed it in yet. I'm not sure if I want to sell it or not. Yeah, he's just showing off. Let me sell some more stuff, and we'll be on our way to the Eye, which is way far up north of everything else in Outland. But there are only 4 bosses. Fun bosses. Kind of neat. Keep this. Okay, that should be enough to get through soul essences. Nope. Schematic. Healing potion injector. That's engineering. Use. Is this bind on pickup? Can I sell this? Looks like I can. Cool. Shall summon a tide skipper. I don't know what that is. But I guess I got that now. Okay, on to the Eye, and then we'll call it a day. I gotta do laundry. Big mount. What is that? Iron Skyreaver. I think that's one of these ones you have to buy, if I recall. 2 heads. Pretty cool. These poor dudes. Like, look at those big-ass demons. Just run forward and try to take them out. In between waves. One of the cool things now is that you can actually kill these dudes, I think. But I don't think you can need loot for it, so it's not really much point. But this is a great... For the light! This is a great start to an expansion. You just come right out of this gate. See like a bunch of dudes, huge elementals and a big pick commander and everything like that, and cool looking. It's a little brown in the zone, but it is a great start to a pretty good expansion. Them, attack them! Boop 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 boop. So I'm gonna fly off to the Eye. It's gonna say it's way quicker to fly there, but I have to pee again, so I'm just gonna set this thing on autopilot and hope that I don't run into anything. Cause it's right up here, I believe. That's where I want to go. All right, I'm gonna go use to the. Excuse me. I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. A little bit lighter, but oh, that's distressed. So Nether Storm, I want to say, is this realm? Is this what it's called? Nether Storm? Nether Storm, yeah. Been pulled apart by the Blood Elves, who are building all these kind of mana generators and ripping it out of the Aether, or whatever you want to call it. Always a cool looking realm zone when you first get to it. So here we are in the Nether Spore, Nether realm, Nether Storm. Nether, I don't know, bunch of Nethers in this place. So the Blood Elves have been kind of ripping this place up. They have some forested zones that they've kept protected, but apart from that, they're just tearing this place apart, looking for energy. And here is their base of operations. Tempest Keep. I don't know why I don't have this. I don't have a flight path for this. I think I did. I just didn't want to do it because it takes forever to get here. Someone says I can cage pets for selling, even if they're soulbound. I didn't know that. I will have to try that. I have to look that up if I can make some money. I don't really use pets. I never use them as a. Is it here or is it up here? Tempest Keep. I need to get to the raid part of this. Heroic 25, man. I don't think this even has heroic. I think this is just a dungeon, if I'm not mistaken. Because there's a dungeon here too. This does not look like a raid. It is. Okay, cool. Here we are. 4 bosses, some cool encounters, a couple, like, Ashes is well known, the Council is really well known too, and then there's a couple just kind of fillers, in my opinion. Hey guys. So I can just walk through here, right? Is that cool with you guys? I'm just gonna go kill your boss. See you later. I'm sure these guys will all follow me at some point, but they can't hurt me barely at all, so it doesn't really matter too much if I aggro them or not. Blood Elves are the most stylish of the classes. They really do. Can I salute too? I always forget which. I always forget what kind of emotes I can do. I don't do emotes either. Bye. I guess this guy's kind of a toughie, or maybe a little more tough than the other dudes, looks like. Just walking all the way back here. Yeah, so Ashes is pretty well known as being famous as a boss that, there he is up there. Phoenix God. That's a cool title. He is well known for having a drop rate on a Ashes of Alar, which is a mount that basically kind of looks like him. It's a Phoenix mount, big, bright, and fiery. I think the drop rate is like 1 in 1,000 or something like that. But people still do come in here and run to this boss like once a week to see if they can get it, because it's one of the rarest mounts in the game, along with like Time Lost Proto Drake and some other stuff like that. There are a few mounts that are still really tough to come by. Arthas's mount is a 25-man heroic drop only, and I think it's also pretty rare. So, okay, here we go. I gotta clear the trash first, I think. Or do I? Maybe I just aggro him. So he has a few phases too. You take him down, he, like a phoenix that he is, he will respawn. And I believe he also summons ads as well. Hey dude, how's it going? Oh, you saw me. Hopefully cleared off inventory for this. Let's clear out these guys real quick. Yeah, that video's really slowing down. Sorry, I'm not sure what's going on. It might be my internet. Like I said, I'm on a VPN, and sometimes the internet will slow down for a bit. Always recommend VPNs for, I mean, I use private internet access. It costs like $40 a year, has a bunch of outlets for whatever you want to do. I just kind of like it, like having it on. But then sometimes I forget that it's on, and it's pretty good bandwidth-wise, but it does make things a little chunky. Yeah, skin these guys too. I'm not gonna worry about these guys over here. I'm just gonna aggro him and get him going. So I believe I never did this as a raid, but I believe you had to have a separate a lot of mobility is what I heard. Like you had to run around a lot because this guy will go to different platforms, like a land, and then take off. And I'm curious if all the ads are gonna come at me now. I don't think they are. Oh, that was way too quick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I killed him. No, I didn't kill him. He will respawn in a second, I believe. Or will he? That's weird. Yeah, there he is. Okay. I missed it. Ah, shoot. So he kind of dive bombs to respawn, and that does a lot of damage to everybody around him, and also knocks everybody back. But now he is also going to start summoning ads, I believe. And that is the other challenging part of this fight. He's also flame buffeting me. You can see a bunch of AoE stuff. Oh my god, increases fire damage taken by 40%. That's adding up. That's adding up. Don't want to do that. And flame buffet does the same thing too. So I've got a bunch more stacks of taking fire damage, and now he will take off, run around, and start, I believe, oh geez. Yeah, start doing that shit. Dive bombing you. Which will also cause embers to come in. And holy shit, that really does knock you back a ways. So you had to run around. Come on, die. Just die. Okay, dead. Okay, so phase fight like that. You kill him, and Band of Alar. You got me all so hyped up. I saw Alar, but I did not get. The Ashes of Alar. That's too bad. Arcanite Steam Pistol. That's cool looking. Why did a Phoenix have that thing? Trinket and a ring. Nothing too flashy to look at. I can't use guns anyways. I can skin. No, I can't skin him. Oh, I can't? No, I can't. Skin the guy under him. Anyways, that's Alar. He is Kael'thas's pet Phoenix. So you have already angered Kael'thas quite a bit by killing him. Although he is a Phoenix, he should just be able to come back in life again. Oh, Kael drops him out? Oh, the boss. Okay, Kael drops him out. I see now. Okay, my bad. My bad! I've never gotten it, so I wouldn't know. We're going over to, I believe this is a Fell Reaver boss over here. Kind of has some fun abilities, but mostly he just pounds the ground. I'm told that at the time he was considered to be the easiest boss in the raid, so people would just skip Alar and come here to get his loot first. Yeah, this is the big guy. Void Reaver. Cool models. Bunch of dudes just hanging around. What are you guys doing? Nothing. We're just standing here watching. Ah. Loot Reaver. That is what somebody in chat said. That is what he used to be known as. Bunch of demons just kind of chilling out. So this is one of those things where I'm glad I have the Black Ox statue to kind of draw some attention, because he will have different abilities based on aggro tables, or threat tables I should say, and I can show you some of those. He is going to die pretty quick no matter what, but at least I'll be able to, man, these guys are saw blade. So I'm going to let him attack this thing for a bit. Bop. He really does attack that thing, but he also shoots off these big fucking bolts of energy, which silences you for a while. That's no fun. So you kind of have to be aware of those coming down if you're ranged DPS and try to get out of the way. They come down pretty slowly, so it's not too hard. But I don't believe these target tanks. I don't think they can ever be targeted right up front. I'm not sure. I don't know. Somebody can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong about that. But certainly they're hitting me, or trying to hit me. But obviously I'm avoiding them because I don't actually have to worry about attacking. I don't know if he has phases based on time or damage. So I'm gonna go up and knock him. Let's see what happens. Now I have aggro. Let's see what happens. Punch, punch, punch. Mostly he's a pounder, and I think that does a big amount of AoE damage. I guess they do come down to people in front. Being silenced is not a big deal for a tank for the most part. Very few people. You can see the abilities it affects. It actually affects taunt, which is weird. But it does affect some of my abilities, but I have so many more abilities that are not silenceable. They're physical attacks. Obviously, if you're a mage or a priest, you're going to be more worried about being silenced than me. But I believe the goal was just to not have that hit a caster, if at all possible. I'm going to try to take him down a little bit more. Try to hit him. See if he has another phase. I know he has a rage timer at some point, but I think this might be one of those ones where calculating force parameters. I don't actually sure there's a lot of phases this one. I think it just kind of moves quicker. This looks like it'd be complicated to do. Pounding. That's a cool name for an ability. Yeah, I think he's just kind of moving faster and he's not gotten any buffs or anything like that, so this does seem like it's kind of like a one big phase kind of thing. Okay, you're dead. More tokens. So tokens were kind of a neat idea. I think they've kind of gotten I don't know if they still do a lot of tokens, but you know, you could assign that to a certain person. Like if you main tank wanted a vanquished champion, you could give it to the paladin or the rogue or the shaman. They kind of try to mix up. Paladins would apply, or tokens would apply to any of like 3 or 4 classes. So you can assign those to, if you're doing master loot, you can give those to the player who either needs them most, or has the most DKP, or can afford to auction for them or whatever. Because if you have like a shaman head, that can only be given to shaman. But if you have a token that can apply to multiple classes, you'll be more likely to be able to use it. It's a neat system. It works pretty well, but of course, like I said, I went the wrong way. As a monk, all the tokens in these there weren't monks when this expansion came out, so none of these tokens will ever be relevant to me. Just sellable. You still get tokens, but you do not have to take them anywhere to turn them in. You just right-click them, which is nice. Because these old tokens, I still don't know where all these things are actually cached in, unfortunately. So I was just sell them. Like I said, I can't use any of them anyways. Hey guys. Hey guys. I'm a sick pastor here. I'm just gonna go kill your boss. Wrong way again. Man, they got the fiery enchant. I really do like glowing weapons. Really? No reaction at all. Okay. Their aggro rate is basically 0 at this point. Oh well. Speak of the devil. Okay, Astromancer Solarian. Let me pop up on my... I should check my email too at some point. Okay, got some store stuff to worry about, as always. Let me scroll down and make sure I got Solarian right. I know she changes at the end of her... Oh, I didn't actually make any notes for this fight. Ha! Have to deal with my ignorant ass for a little bit longer. Solarian is a big spellcaster, obviously. So she does a bunch of magic stuff, and I believe she transforms into a Fell Reaver at the end of this fight. I don't know if there's really an aggro table for her. I think she's one of those ones that just kind of targets people. I don't think I really need to worry too much about these ads, but just for fun. Okay, I'm gonna attack her. I'm gonna attack her, and then I'm gonna go to Kale Thas. If she mind controls me, I will die. That might happen. We'll see. Oh yeah, I did pull everybody. That's cool. But luckily, I believe she can be interrupted. No, she can't. Huh? That's weird. I guess she can't. So I guess you just have to heal through whatever damage she does. And she is now going to start doing to me. Arcane missiles. Oh no! Fuck. Oh my god! She mind controlled me. Shit! I just buffed everybody in here, and now I'm attacking my own Black Ops statue. And I think, oh, that didn't last too long at least. That's good. That looks dangerous. Oh, shit. That didn't hurt me at all. Okay. Fine. Do whatever you want to, baby. Shit. Mind control again. I'm gonna buffer. So we guess. Oh my.
Crush your delusions of grandeur.
That's funny. Now she's gone. Ads are popping in, which I will kill. She just disappeared for a moment. I believe she will be returning shortly, though. Oh, she's getting healed now. That's interesting. That's not fun. So whenever there's a healer in a fight, you know they're going to be casting heals, not only on themselves, but also the bosses. So you do have to be kind of... It doesn't look like they're healing her for too much, though. Maybe they are. So you usually have to take them down pretty quick. She actually got my buff. That's dangerous. So increases critical strike chance by 5%. So I imagine if you mind control multiple raid members, she can actually get both healed, usually, is the big danger, and also buffs will be a danger too. But
Of the sun.
I thought she transformed, but maybe I killed her too quick. I apologize about that. Girdle of the righteous path. I need a girdle, man. I've been gaining some weight. Boots of the resilient. So we got one more boss, and he is a toughie, a trickster. Can actually still die on this one if you're not careful, but hopefully we'll not worry too much about that. Razor Gore is still a pain in the ass. If you didn't look at my old, somebody in the chat saying, if you didn't look at my old stream, I can solo him as a monk pretty easily because I have the totem, or the statue, that will aggro all the ads. But if you don't have that and you can't pick up aggro on the ads before they kill Razor Gore, it can be really, really tough to get him down. It's another one of those timer-based things where you have to, not timer, but you have to keep a boss alive before, and have him burn up a bunch of eggs before he gets killed by ads, which can be tricky. Big room. Big boss. Kael'thas came to the Outland. He has a big, long story, if you're ever interested in looking at that. But he, I believe, came out here to team up with Illidan, but I believe he has betrayed him and is now, I think, just teaming up with the demons at this point, I want to say, or something like that. The Blood Elves have a kind of a cool storyline. They were introduced in the Burning Crusade. The knock on them early on was that they had to be pretty because none of the Horde races had a aesthetic appeal, I guess. So people really worried early on that Alliance is going to be the dominant faction because we had humans and elves and everything else, and they kind of made it a pretty one. They are pretty. They look good. But they captured not an Alar, the other spiritual big guys. They were paladins, and they introduced paladins to the Horde, which they were draining holy power for this imprisoned Maru, I want to say. He's in one of the later raids. They don't have access to the light because they're evil, so they had to capture a big, powerful dude and suck him dry for his power to make paladins. Okay. Yeah, also he's insane. Probably. He might be crazy too. A lot of these running kind of issue in WoW is people just going fucking insane. It's a crazy, crazy world. Old gods, you know, demon blood, orc invasions. God, there's just a whole lot of madness in this world, which is lazy fucking storytelling, but I guess it gives people an excuse to become a bad guy. Even Garrosh kind of just went fucking insane. Okay, here we go. So this guy has 4 ads. You'll see. Sanguinar. I named myself after blood. I must be a good guy. Sanguine, I want to say, is Latin for blood or something like that. I don't know what word that is. Grand Astromancer. Capernian. Damage dealer. Mage. Bad guy. Warrior, Master Engineer, Telonicus? I'm guessing more DPS, and I believe this guy's a healer. No, wait, it just says Warrior here. This can't actually be right. She might actually be... That guy looks like a rogue. Mage. Paladin? Probably a healer. And then I think one of these guys is a Death Knight. Oh, that guy just looks like a badass. Okay, so this is a mini phased fight. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. I believe at some point, it's like 6 or 7 phases in the end, but it is kind of timered. So, here we go. First phase, aggro Kael'thas, or just walk up to him, say hello.
Power. My people are addicted to it. The dependence made manifest after the Sunwell was destroyed. Welcome to the future. A pity you're too late to stop it. No one can stop me now.
No one can stop me now! Yeah, you're right. That wouldn't be a Death Knight because this is Burning Crusade. So phase 1, you take on these guys one at a time. Pretty easy, but they do have some weird abilities, which we'll probably get some. Big bleed here. Silenced me when he attacks me. That's no fun. But given that this is one at a time fights, he is not going to be able to do too much to me. Oh yeah, he sets eyes on me too, and I believe that takes you off the aggro or threat table, and he'll just walk after you, and you have to run away. Run away! Okay, you're dead. And really, what you want to do here is kill them in certain spots of the room, because when they spoilers are going to get revived in a bit. You want to have them in right positions. They have the ability, I believe, at least one of these can heal the other ones. Whoa! Run for it, buddy. At least one of these can heal. And when they all come back to life, you do not want the healer to be in range of anybody else as you take them down. If I recall correctly. But I'm not going to worry about that here, because I am a little... I did 300,000 damage in an auto attack. Okay. Capernian. Isidora reigns supreme. Oh, the voice acting on some of these people are... They found them in the halls of Blizzard. Okay. Can I interrupt you? Cannot.
You have proven worthy to test your skills against my master engineer, Telonicus.
Anara Belore.
Honora Labellore! I made up elf words. Bombs are, I believe these things were apparently nightmarish back in the day to deal with. And they're just kind of invisible, jeez. Where's that thing? Does that blow up anywhere? Oh, stun bombs, that's not fun at all. Remote toy. Periodically stuns for 4 seconds. Shit. Fuck you, buddy. This is when stuff can get dangerous, even for a solo high-level player. If you get stunned repeatedly, you can't do anything. So if you're actually taking damage like I have in the past, I would not have much to do here. But I'm not going to worry about it.
As you see, I have many weapons.
It's still fucking stunning me. And here's Kael'thas. Oh, here are the weapons, actually. I'm sorry, this is the next phase of this fight. I gotta get fucking away from these fucking bombs. God damn it. He summons in all these legendary weapons that pop in. And they're just attacking me. You have to split these guys up, I believe. I don't know if they have aggro tables or not, but there are, I believe, 7 of these. I'm gonna take these guys out. And once they are down on the ground, you can actually pick them up and use them as legendary weapons. So if I wanted to, I can totally do it right now. What is this? Cosmic Infuser, Warp Slicer, Sword. These, at the time, were, like, huge damage. Like, maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 times as much damage as you would get from your normal weapons at the time. So you pick these up and you, they go in your backpack somewhere. You know, if I want to use it, I can. I don't actually want to. Warp Slicer dramatically reduces my damage. But at the time, they were very, very much more powerful than anything else you could possibly hope to use. And the shield is really important as well. This needs to be used when I believe Kael'thas has a big, powerful ability later on. Has you shield for your main tank, I want to say, before he uses it. But the rest of these are just kind of, they all have weird abilities and stuff. chance on hits and dispels mind control. That's not bad.
Perhaps I underestimated you. It would be unfair to make you fight all 4 advisors at once, but
So here is phase 3 coming into it. You have to get these ability or bows or arrows, weapons, give them to your big dudes and let them go crazy. And now he resurrects all of his dudes and lets you fight them all at once, which is tough. And I believe they also have a health gain here, so they have more health than they did before. I'm trying to shield myself up. Shit. Stuns and disorients. Super fun. Super fun. I'll get you my at least these guys are attacking my statue. When you don't have any kind of something like that, it can be really tough to do this. You're just getting stunned and attacked left and right. They're not doing huge amounts of damage, but they are they can overwhelm you. Shit, come on, bitch. Heal myself real quick. Get it close. Take them out. Bye. I have failed. Okay, now just one more dude left to kill.
I will not.
sometimes one must take matters into one's own hands.
Here is Kael'thas. First, I guess phase 4, but the first time you actually attack him directly. And I'll try to get him down a bit. I actually don't know. Oh shit, that fucking sucks. I'm guessing that was raid wide. You don't want disruption. You don't want to be disoriented. Not fun. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try to blast. Oh jeez, that doesn't look good. I probably want to avoid that, I assume. So Kael'thas can't be killed here yet.
Come this far to be stopped. Future of his plan will not be jeopardized. Now you will taste true power.
He's tapping into his mystical energy sources to get more power. Ultimate power! Just like Palpatine. And your architect is not going to be too happy with you, buddy. He might be insane. I don't know. Okay, now he's huge, but I also still did not regain his health. This is definitely a phase that would have happened at a certain percentage of life, and obviously if you're going, oh shit, if I was gravity lapse, that gonna hurt. That's just a straight up fall. I believe there's something you can do to oh, that's weird. I feel lighter. Okay, I do feel lighter. Now we fly. I'm not sure what this is good for back in the day. I know there's the second Kael'thas encounter in the dungeon after this. You also have flying stuff. I'm not sure if there's anything up here I need to attack, but I believe Kael'thas is still just the main bad guy. It looks like he's powering up though. You don't want to be flying when that thing shuts off. I'm just gonna let him go for a bit. Is he fucking punching me now? I'm tired of fireballs. I'm just gonna punch you. It seems like the fireballs are the way to go, buddy. I dodged that. You hit me. You got 38 damage. Anyway, Kael'thas, when insane, can turn off gravity. Will also shoot you up in the air and make you fall back down. It does a fair amount of damage, but he is not going to last much more than one punch.
Well, the loss.
For Kael'thas. It's a shame. Tragic life. Cut short. Okay, let's see what I get. No ashes, alas. Oh, I got a Nexus key. It might be fun. Let's see what that looks like. Nah. Meh. I need glowy shit. That's what I want. Bunch of tokens. A verdant sphere. Nether vortexes and chest guard. A bunch of tokens. Go figure. The boss dropped tokens, but no ashes. I mean, I suppose if you just, I don't know if they're actually gated here. You can probably just run straight to them and skip all the other bosses at this point without the attunement or anything like that. Anyways, yes, I have been reading chat, but it's going pretty quick. So it's something where it's easier for me to see what you guys are talking about if you're sending me ats in the chat room. And again, if you're on this YouTube channel, I am not on YouTube. I am on giantbomb.com/chat, or at least I will be for the next couple of minutes because I am done with my stuff for the day. There are still some big raids to get through for this one, but it's gonna have to wait till the next stream after E3. Home. Why can I not switch this thing? Adventure Guide, Raids, Dungeons, Wrath of the Lich King. I'm gonna go to Burning Crusade. It doesn't actually let you click on the raid tab. That's not fun. But the other 3 raids for this expansion are Battle for Mount Hyjal, where you have to prevent the tree. Basically, go back to the end of Warcraft 3 and fight that as one of the dudes on the ground, which I never really got because that dude just gets like killed by wisps at the end of it, and nothing really you did seemed to really matter. I forget his name. Big boss in a lot of these raids. The other 2 are Black Temple, which was the first patched in raid, and it was kind of supposed to be the last raid of the expansion where you fight Illidan. And after that, there's Sunwell Plateau, which is kind of a stopgap raid. Pretty big, pretty long. You don't fight Kael'thas again. I forget who the end boss of that one is. Oh, it's the Kil'jaeden. Yeah, Kil'jaeden I think is... He might be the end boss of 2 raids this expansion. Time travel. What are you doing? Archimonde. I got it right the first time. People are saying Archimonde. I don't know. They're all those guys are weird, and I like the Archimonde model quite a bit. He's really fun to fight against. But we'll get those next time I stream. I'm hoping to do all these. Oh, that's a bad place for a shadow to be. I'm hoping to do all these raids before we get to Legion. But definitely Burning Crusade is the most raids. There are a lot of raids, and I still haven't done Gruul either. But I'll get to him. He's another short raid. If you want to look at my add-ons, I have to show them to you real quick. There's kind of a short look at what I'm using for this character. If you can pause, zoom in, do what you want. Mostly just utility stuff. Omen is really handy. Tidy Place is really handy. And I forget what I have for Recount. Also kind of fun if you want to... I don't have crit line set up here. Wonder what happened to that thing. I do have crit line. Where is it showing? It's not showing. I don't want my crit line. Crit line is basically a record of the biggest blows you've done, most damage and stuff like that, which is kind of fun. But yeah, feel free to pause. Feel free to send me a PM on the site if you want to have any questions about this kind of stuff, and I'll be happy to answer them. But for now, I think we're going to call this a stream. Like I said, after E3 is done, as we're all back and rested up, I'll get to the rest of those raids and beyond. Thank you for joining me. What time is it anyways? It's late. Streaming for 3 hours. Okay, I'm going to hit the stop button on the stream and shut down the chat. If you want to see the replay of this, I'm not sure if it'll be archived on the site, but it should be on my personal YouTube channel. You can just search for Matthew Rory YouTube. It should be archived there, which I don't know why I'm telling you this because you probably have already watched all the way through this, but if you missed some of the early stuff, the VOD will not work in this chat room for much longer because I'm going to shut down the chat. But yeah, it'll be on my personal YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon.